All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Oberliesen. This is our pretrial. Can y'all hear me okay? Doesn't feel like the mic's breaking me up. All right, just want to make sure. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start with our list. Mr. Gilbert. Oh, just to start, it's my understanding that there's some inmates who are listed on this docket, but obviously inmates are on Wednesday, so I just wanted to make sure everyone remembers that. I think there was actually quite a few, is what I heard. All right, go ahead, Mr. Gilbert.
Morning, Your Honor. Michael Gilbert on behalf of Tony Cruz in 25 CF 2157. We have a waiver on file. We'd like to leave this set soft. She may have another case out there. We're trying to resolve a few cases at the same time, and I'm working with Ms. Flowers on that.
A few cases outside of this division, or?
I don't think so. I think there may be another case in this division that we can roll into it. I think there's a VOP also.
Yeah, VOP. Is it?
VOP, there may be one.
I looked, Mr. Gilbert, and I don't see a VOP. I just see another new case, but I think we can resolve both of those if we set it for docket day without.
Right, that's a different case. So this is what we're trying to roll together. It hasn't made clear to us through her what she's got.
That's the other new charge.
There's 325 CF cases, 2157 on today's docket. There's one listed as 2183, but there's nothing in the file. There's 25 CF 2320, which is the new case for which there's a failure to appear on January 13th. Let me make sure that's the actual date that it was. Actually, it was on January 8th. Filing date is the 13th. Had any contact with her?
I believe early last week.
I'm going to go ahead and say her appearance is no longer waived at this point, Mr. Gilbert, so she's going to have to be at her next court date, whether she's been picked up on her failure to appear or not.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What would you like to do with this particular case?
Leave it set soft and we'll try to work it out.
For Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what's that date? Second? All right, March 2nd at 9 o'clock.
She'll be.
You're basically saying plea or continuance? Okay. All right, what else do you have, Mr. Gilbert?
The second case is Randall Thibodeau, 25 CF 2039. It's first time up, request a continuance.
Without objection.
Okay. April 25th? No. April 27th at 9 o'clock.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Be back on Wednesday for Robinson.
Yes, okay, he's showing his today's docket, but he's in custody. So, and I will have a, I'm about 3/4 of the way through the order on the motion to suppress. So I'll have that to you hopefully before Wednesday, but no later than Wednesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Spent about 2 hours on it yesterday. So, all right, thank you. All right, Mr. Stewart.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Brad Stewart present. My first client is Joshin DeVal Figueroa, Judge. This is 25 CF 1188. We're working with the state to set up depositions in the matter. I know there was some changeover at the CAC, so we're working through that, Judge, working with the state to set those up. I do need to continue the matter.
There's no objection, Your Honor.
All right. Any idea when your next deposition dates are available?
I'm not sure.
Not exact dates, but is this a situation where it's going to be May or June or something like that? I know y'all were pretty backed up at some point.
We have availability, Your Honor. I just don't know at this time how many witnesses Mr. Stewart intends on deposing.
April 25th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Let's make sure those depositions get set
Yes, Your Honor.
and completed before then, hopefully.
Your Honor, my next client is Jesse Kellenberger. This is 25 CF 1713, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry, I keep saying the 25th. April 27th is that
27th.
Monday. I assume y'all don't want to be here on a Saturday. Thank you for correcting me.
Your Honor, my next client is Jesse Kellenberger, 25 CF 1713, Judge. This is the first time up with myself as the attorney of record, Judge. I need to continue this to the 4/27 date.
No objection, Your Honor.
Relatively new case as well. All right, April 27th at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, my next client is Ronald Stevenson. This is 25 CF 1827. Judge, similarly situated, we are working to set depositions with the State Attorney's Office in this matter. Do need this April 27 date.
Without objection.
I believe this is the first time up, Judge.
April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, that's all I have before the court. May I be excused?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Damian Rape.
All I see is a bunch of traffic stuff.
Ms. Brinson is here. She's been down getting her ankle monitor adjusted. So
Okay,
letting
just
you
when
know.
you come back up, give me an idea that she's back, and when she's back up, and I'll bring you back up.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Cotton.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
There are multiple people this morning. It'd probably be quicker if I handle the other two first, if that's okay. Your Honor, the first is State of Florida v. Corey Coachman Siller, case number 25 CF 2250. Ms. Reed is representing Mr. Coachman Siler, Siler.
Oh, is it under her name?
It is, Your Honor, under Cassie Reed. And it's a hyphenated name, so
Got
I'm
it
not
now.
certain. Okay.
I was just looking under your name, filtered by attorney name.
Okay. Your Honor, I believe she has just filed on this on Friday, but everything's been filed, and there's also a waiver of appearance. She'd request, she was just retained on the 20th, so she's requesting a continuance on this case.
Which is the first time up, State.
I think this is mine. I was just looking, no objection, first time up.
All right. April 27th at 9 o'clock, that was the first time up.
Your Honor, the next one I have is for Michael Gates. That's Elizabeth Harlan. I apologize, Judge, I do not have a case number on that.
Casey says hello. He's clearly bored. He's watching movies. I wish they would do that.
Oh, yes, yes. Just leave it set for,
Oh, it's under Mr. Gates, all right.
Oh, continue's fine. But continue's fine, yeah.
25 CF 1718, it's under Mr. Gates. All right.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, with regard to Ms. Harlan's case, I think the state and Mr. Gates are working on trying to touch base with the victim for a possible DPA. Mr. Gates has requested a continuance on that matter. Ms. Flowers, does that sound like?
That's fine. I think we could probably get it done before, but if continuance
Okay,
is fine.
if so, they can do a written filing, Judge.
If it's a DPA, yes, and it'll come
Yes,
off the
sir.
docket once it's filed and accepted.
Okay.
All right, April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, I have two cases on your docket. The first is, do you have a preference in the order I take them? Your Honor, the first is Michael Pakacek, 24 CF 1486. Your Honor, there's been a motion to suppress and a motion to dismiss filed in that case. I saw correspondence from your office this morning. I believe your office offered 3/26 at 2 p.m. That just came in this morning. I don't even know if Ms. Bosso's seen it.
I just saw that as well, Your Honor, after I
The motion was
arrived
just
here.
filed on Friday, right?
It
Or
was,
Thursday?
it was.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm supposed to be in a trial that week in Bay County. Obviously, as the court knows, those things can shift, but at this time, I am scheduled for that. If there's
I
an alternate
understand.
date.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know if you want to hold that, set it, and then Ms. Basso can let us know if we need to move it, or if you want to have us get another date, Ms. Basso, what works best for you?
I leave it up to Judge Oberliesen. I would prefer not to set it on that date because I do believe it's going to go. But if the court wishes to keep that in there so that we can keep the case moving, I certainly understand.
Or I can certainly reach out for new dates with your JA, Judge.
How long do you think it'll take? Mr. Cotton,
Judge,
between the
I would
two?
anticipate on those, I think my office requested 30 to 45 minutes apiece, but I think that sounds long. I would think 30 to 45 minutes in total.
Why don't we do this? Let's just put it on the next pretrial anyway, and then contact my office and set up a date. I may have some special set dates we can give to you. It's going to be an hour and a half potentially. Most of our dockets get pretty big on miscellaneous.
And it may not, I mean, I'm sure the motion to suppress may have some contested issues. Ms. Basso has not probably had an opportunity to review the motion to dismiss on that count. She and I might be able to resolve that issue. She hasn't even, I'm sure she hasn't had an opportunity to see it, so. So we want to do 427
Did you get that final deposition done? I think it's just.
Judge-
I believe that was the last one, and or Investigator Eccles, I think, was the one.
It is. We
Is
did
that what the one
Investigator
you're talking
Eccles, Judge, the part of the motion to dismiss is a issue relating to a witness. We can address that at the court, so I do that, and yes is the short answer. We had one that needed to be done, and that's been done, so that's the short answer to your question, Judge.
2024 case.
It is,
No, it's
Judge.
December of 2024.
So 427, is that what the court indicated, Your
We'll
Honor?
do
for pretrial?
427 at 9 o'clock. And just as far as my other miscellaneous dates, there's potentially April 9th or 30th or arraignment dates. I could put them on after the arraignment docket, if those will work for you.
Is that a morning or afternoon docket?
That would be
Judge?
afternoon, so it would be basically 2 o'clock.
April 9th, Your Honor?
You want to do that? Let me just double check.
Double check my calendar at least.
I could do April 9th, Your Honor.
I'd like to have it done before the next pretrial.
Yes, sir. Judge, my calendar is showing me out of office. I don't know if I have something, I don't know what that is. If I had to guess, it's probably child-related. But I don't, other than it's on my calendar.
Well, let's do this then. We'll just keep it on April 27th at 9 o'clock. Contact my office and set up a
Get
date that
dates.
works.
That works.
Again, I'd prefer it to be before the April 27th docket, even if it involves a special set date. I don't want to throw any dates out there now because I'm just not sure. As y'all know, at least some of y'all know, my 8-week trial went away, so I'm trying to fill up my calendar. But I don't want to do anything that's contradictory to what my assistant is currently doing to fill those things up with some civil hearings and end up double booking myself.
I understand. So we'll just reach out to your JA and coordinate that again and get new dates.
Yes, let's do that this week, though.
Yes, sir, will do.
All right.
Your Honor, the next case I have, and the last case I have on the docket is Damon Becknell, 2020 CF 10. I know I'd received some correspondence late Friday from your office. I apologize for my late response yesterday. I did not receive it regarding, obviously, there's still the Richardson issue pending. I know the court had inquired about videos.
Well, and let me tell you why I did that. And I
Yes,
went back when I got the letter that you sent to my office and Ms. Basso yesterday. I went back and watched both of the hearings. I think it was December 4th was the actual Richardson hearing. It was talked about that your office was going to send me a disc with the videos on it. Then we came back for a pretrial on December 22nd, and then the state was supposed to provide me a copy of the videos, and I still haven't seen them. And now, Mr. Cotton, your correspondence is, we don't want you to see the videos.
Well,
I'm
Judge,
just
that's
so
factually,
this
that's
case has been sitting here for over 2 months on this issue where y'all haven't provided me with the videos that should take me 15 minutes to watch. That's just kind of where I'm stuck at this point. We've talked about it now twice.
Well, and I think we have, Judge, and based on my earlier correspondence, I was under the impression that I'd made the argument, and I thought I'd lack of a better term, kind of put that issue to rest by providing the arguments that I'd provided, that I don't believe the review of the videos is necessary or appropriate based on it's a production issue, not a what's in the video issues. And then the arguments I've made, I think the court can rule on without reviewing the videos.
Well-
Obviously, we have concerns about the prejudicial effect of the court viewing those.
Part of your argument, Mr. Cotton, is that things are missing, and because things may be missing, that's the potential prejudice. How am I supposed to determine that if I don't see what's there?
Well-
And again, we talked about it twice, because I went back and watched the hearings because I was confused, because I was under the impression they were being sent to me. And both of the last two hearings we had, you both stated it was going to come to my office. And then you sent that correspondence, which was in between those two hearings, saying you might not really need these. But then after that, at the last pretrial, it was the state's going to send them to me.
Your Honor.
So I don't understand that if it's been requested, y'all said you're going to send it to me, and I've been waiting for them, how I'm supposed to get you a ruling if I don't have the things that you both promised to send to me.
Your Honor, and if I may, my understanding was, and speaking with basically the court initially saying that the defense should provide it, and then me speaking with Mr. Cotton, that we wanted to verify that he had everything, because I think he went back to go find it, that he had everything that he needed to give to the court, and then we reshared it. My understanding was it was then going to be provided to the court. To alleviate this, I can go ahead and get that together. I'll run it by Mr. Cotton to make sure that we're on the same page, and I'll bring it to the court on Wednesday when we have inmates. It'll be on a disc. Is that acceptable?
Mr. Cotton, do you have some objection at this point after it's been discussed twice?
Well, I think I've put that in my correspondence. So I do remember the original hearing, and I believe my client was present at that time. We discussed, I think what the
And there was
court.
an issue about timestamps, and he said there were timestamps, and now you're telling me there aren't any timestamps. So
That's
I'm very confused as to why this issue in a 6-year-old case is still not figured out. And I understand your argument that you didn't receive things you probably should have received 4.5 years ago, but I can't make a determination if you don't give me the things that y'all tell me you're going to give me. Because that was the discussion. In fact, I think the discussion on December 4th was that your office would send it Mr. Cotton because we wanted to make sure I got exactly what was turned over to you. And there's talk about resending it. Now, I've got the advantage. I get to watch this stuff anytime I want. So I probably have a better memory of it because I watched it this morning. And then on December 22nd, the state said they were going to send it to me. And we talked about a disk or a thumb drive. And so it was all discussed. And then now here we are 2 months later. I ask where the videos y'all are supposed to send me, and I don't have them. So, I mean, if you're telling me you're not going to give them to me, then I can make my ruling without them. I just need to know if I'm going to have them or not, because I was told I was going to have them. I can't make a final determination on an issue if I'm waiting for something and y'all have decided either between you or one of you have that I'm not going to send it.
And Judge, I think to clarify the issue, I recall the December 4th hearing, I recall the statement, subsequent to that, obviously, I had an opportunity to confer with my client, and at that, to just timeline-wise, when you first requested them, we didn't have, or weren't able to determine the difference in what videos may have been produced from Google, because there were so many videos in the file that had been produced and reproduced over the period of discovery. Ms. Basso did resend me, I think on the January 27th, files. I filed a written response to the court at that time based on the information I had. Ms. Basso then resupplied new videos, or resupplied a link to the videos, is probably a better reference, that are represented to be from Google. Obviously, during my research of that, I found new issues, which I've outlined in my most recent correspondence, showing that those do not appear to have an origination date of the date of the event, questioning whether they are the original videos. So, obviously, in this case, there's a reason why Your Honor is on this case, that the videos have been determined, or at least alleged by us, to be extremely prejudicial in the past. We believe that the foundation for the objection that we've made are the Richardson issue is the failure to produce. I've outlined all sorts of arguments of that in my correspondence to the court. So
I guess, Mr. Cotton, if I
Yes,
could
sir.
just kind of cut you off at the
Sure.
pass here. If y'all are deciding you don't want me to have the videos and make the determination solely on the argument, then I'm willing to do that. But the last 2 times we've been here, y'all have told me you're going to send it to me, and then you didn't, which is why you don't have a ruling yet.
I understand.
And Your Honor, my belief was that Mr. Cotton was going to provide them after our discussions with each other, to make sure to make sure they were the ones that the court was seeking. I will bring them Wednesday.
That was December 4th, but on December 22nd, it went the other way. And I haven't received a copy from either side. So are you objecting to me viewing them at this point,
At
Mr.
this point, we do object to the court reviewing them, would like the court to rule on the evidence and the arguments it has before it.
Ms. Basso, what is your position on that?
Your Honor, our position is that the court should review those videos. They are what is in contention, so like I say, I will bring them. That's all I can say.
If that's the case, Judge, I'd like a little bit of time to be able to respond if the court's going to consider those and make a written objection for the record, obviously, if that's the,
Your correspondence was filed, right?
yes, sir. And I think I filed two that reference that issue. I don't remember the date of my first one, Judge. I think it was filed, but I just filed it and did not forward it to the court based on what I thought the appropriate filing process was then. But I know I've refiled, I think, something last week in response to the court's.
Yeah, with all the metadata and those things.
Yes, sir.
All right, then this is my plan.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Basso, if you could bring those for Wednesday, I'm not saying I'm going to review them yet, but I'd like them to at least be accessible to me. Mr. Cotton, if you could file something, I would say no later than Thursday if you could. And then I'll inform the parties if I'm going to watch the videos or I'm going to basically sustain the objection that you're making, Mr. Cotton. But regardless, I'd like to come back on Monday, which is our docket day.
Yes, sir.
March 2nd, and I'll have a ruling for you that day if I don't have a written ruling beforehand.
Okay.
But this case is the oldest case on my docket, and it hasn't been here on my docket very long, but it certainly is the oldest one. So I'd like to have this resolved. My intent, when we get here on March 2nd as well, is to schedule any other further motions that need to be had or heard. We'll find a date for those on March 2nd. And my intent is this case will be tried no later than the next cycle. Anything else?
Just to clarify and make sure.
Yes, sir.
March 2nd, 9 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
And by Thursday, I will file any written objection to the court's review of the videos and making its Richardson determination. The court will have a ruling by March 2nd as well.
Yes. If I don't get it to you before March 2nd, I will certainly tell you what it is on March 2nd, but it's my intent to write a written order on that.
Yes, sir. And on March 2nd, we will schedule any remaining. Obviously, we haven't been able to do that because of the Richardson issue.
And I know you all have talked about that one of my predecessors had said something to that effect. Was that part of an order?
Judge,
Or was it just
I think
talked
that
about?
was just what we were told by Judge Stone in court. I do not know that, would you say that's fair, Ms. Basso? That we were just kind of advised of that by the court.
I'm not aware of any order, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not necessarily disagreeing, it's just I haven't gone back to watch every single hearing in this case to find out where that was said. So I don't have.
Right.
I'm not sure what was said and why. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I just haven't been able to see it in an order anywhere.
Other than being told that in open court, that's the only reliance I have. If the court wants to move forward differently, we're certainly ready to set the
Well,
other
at this
motions.
point, I think we're kind of,
Yes, sir.
it's kind of a moot point because I'm gonna have an order for you on Monday and then we'll set everything else that day that needs to be set, if it needs to be set.
Judge, since that docket day is for administrative purposes, may my client be excused from appearance on that date?
That's fine.
Okay.
We'll see you back on March 2nd at 9 o'clock for the
That's
reasons
fine.
stated.
That's all I have for the court, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cox.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rape, can we just call that really quickly? It'll be quick.
Morning again, Your Honor.
Morning. Where's your client? There's, is that, okay. If you could note the case.
A Damien rape for Ivana Brinson case, 2025 CF 2125.
We're here for pretrial, but I think you would file the motion to withdraw as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Brinson, did you object to him withdrawing from your case in any reason?
Sir,
Okay. All right, are you hiring a different lawyer, or do you want me to talk to you about,
I wanted to know if I could have
public defender?
Mr. Maddox back as my public defender.
Was he your, well, I can't tell them which lawyer to give you, but if you want a public defender, I can certainly do that.
Okay.
Had you filled out a financial affidavit for that purpose before, Ms. Brinson?
I think so, yes, sir. However, my finances have changed, and I was employed at the time that I did.
Well, this is what I'd like you to do. If you could, do we have one of those, Steve? Have you fill one out and bring it down to the clerk's office this morning before you leave. I'm going to provisionally appoint the public defender's office for you. If you'd like, they'll be here this afternoon. Their cases are heard in the afternoon. Then you might be able to speak with them while you're here and maybe get somewhere, because I know you're not local, right?
Right, yes, sir.
So that way you have a chance to speak with Mr. Maddox or whoever it might be. They'll all be here at 1 o'clock.
At 1?
Yes. Would you like to come back for that purpose?
Yes, sir. That'll work. Well, I would need to be in court today
Yes.
at 1, or? I don't really have any adjustments made for my kids after school.
Okay.
But if I could do this, and I have to be back here
Turn it in and then
Thursday.
contact their office and see
Okay.
if you can get a chance to talk to them soon. I just don't want to be in a situation where your case gets put off for a couple of months and not a whole lot really happens with it.
Right, okay.
All right, so I'm going to provisionally appoint the public defender's office based on what you've requested, but you're going to have to fill that out. Like I said, bring it downstairs to the first floor clerk's office and turn it in before you leave today, and
Yes,
then we'll see you back on April 27th at 1 o'clock.
Okay, so am I still supposed to come Thursday?
No, you don't, Thursday? For
We
what?
were set for Thursday for motions that were,
I'm assuming your new lawyers are not going to want to have a hearing on something they don't know anything about.
Or if he doesn't.
Why does the amended notice say it's today at 2 o'clock? Well, there won't be any motion hearings today. We don't do those on pretrial conferences. We
Right.
just have too many people here for that. So I'm going to put you on that April 27th date at 1 o'clock. Reach out to your, the public defender's office, and they can set any of those motions they want to have set.
okay.
All right, thank you. Your motion to withdraw is granted. All right, Mr. Flowers.
Morning, Judge. First matter is Kyle Frazier, 24 CF 2179. We're asking that you keep that on the docket as set without subpoenas.
What's going to happen with it on that day?
Well, we
This-
hope
this
we
was-
have
this
we hope
was
we
a
have a plea agreement. We hope we have a plea agreement in place. We're going to try our best to do so.
What if it's not? This was the last continuance.
Well,
I think I announced that last time. This case is from September of '24.
it was.
Yes.
We'll do as the court.
Okay. So I'm going to mark it as plea or trial.
Very well. Kelvin Wise, 24 CF 1362. The state and I agree that this matter should be continued. There were going to be 2 depositions, however, only 1 now, and it's been set. Neither Ms. Leon or myself right down this minute know the date, but we know that it's been set with our offices.
It's been set, Your Honor, already. The only thing I'm verifying, the notice says April 8th. My calendar shows the 7th. I believe that it's April 8th.
Okay.
Is there anything else other than that deposition that needs to be done?
Just an all pros. But no, Your Honor, from a discovery
Again, this
standpoint,
case is
there'll
from
be.
June of '24, so I'd like to get it resolved.
Judge, the allegations are from 2016.
Well, I understand. So I'm not sure that makes it better that it's almost 2 years old. All right, so April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Very well.
I'll expect that will be the last continuance short of something new coming out of that
I think
deposition.
both Mr.
That will be
Gilman and
fine,
myself
Your
hope that is
Honor.
the case. The next matter is Elmore. Speaking with the state, we had hoped the court would continue this matter.
That's correct, Judge.
All right, what else needs to be done on it?
Very little else, but I want to talk to the officer.
Okay, is that going to be a deposition that's set?
If necessary, it's my hope just to talk to the officer.
What I don't want to is come back and now there's a deposition of the officer. I'll give you the continuance, Mr. Flowers, but
Thank
4/27, 9 o'clock.
thank you.
But I expect if it's going to need to be a deposition, it'll be done by that point too.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Next matter is Schneider, 25 CF 1627. Judge, we're asking that this remain set, plea or continuance in hopes. There's counsel involved representing the alleged victim and his family that'll be contacting the state. We hope we can reach an agreement by that day. That's the reason that I'll tell you.
Without objection.
That I'm not asking
Second,
for
plea or-
continuance.
plea or-
It's a plea or continuance, Your Honor, but we're hopeful.
March 2nd, plea or continuance.
The final matter I have, Judge, is Nguyen, N-G-U-Y-E-N. We're asking for a continuance. The state agrees. I think there's a lot of financial information that needs to be garnered.
That's the
objection,
first
Judge.
time up as well.
Yes, sir.
No problem with that.
Judge, that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
All right, 4/27 at 9 o'clock for that as well.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Durrell?
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
May it please the court, Dustin Durrell. And my first client is Mr. James Kaufman. Mr. Kaufman is currently set for a motion to dismiss. I believe it's March 5th.
That's next week, okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All
Yeah,
right, I think I just got the traverse. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I know it came in yesterday.
I sent a courtesy copy yesterday, Your Honor. It wasn't notarized, and this morning we filed the notarized version.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to review it
Of
yesterday. I
course.
just saw that it came in.
I haven't looked over it yet either, Your Honor.
That's set for March 5th. What is the plan if it needs to go forward from there? If it's not dismissed?
If it's not
What's the
dismissed?
plan? Again, I haven't read the motion to dismiss or the response yet because it's not set till next week. But
Your Honor, I believe we'd be asking for one final continuance at that point so I could discuss with my client whether he would like to go to trial or not.
okay.
Because we have done all the depositions, I've got all the discovery.
Just want to make sure it's not something that you want to go to trial the following week. But it
No,
sounds
Your
like
Honor,
not.
I don't believe we'd be prepared to go to trial that following week.
Okay. All right, so 4/27 at 9 o'clock for the next pretrial, but we've got the motion to dismiss on March 5th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What else do you have?
Next, Your Honor, I have Ms. Nina Gainey. I'm asking to leave her set without subpoenas. Clear, continue.
March 2nd, clear continuance, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next, I have Mr. James Stump. I'm still reviewing discovery in Mr. Stump's case, if I may have a continuance, Your Honor.
Without objection.
It's the first time up, so it'll be 4/27 at 9 o'clock.
And last for today, I believe, is Mr. Roy Williams. Your Honor, I have received discovery, however, I believe I'm missing substantial portions of discovery. I've discussed that with Ms. Flowers. She's going to be looking into that. There's a number of videos, various witness statements I don't believe I have. So I would request a continuance to see if we can get those, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
4/27, 9 o'clock.
And I believe my next two are going to be on Wednesday, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's my understanding. All right, Mr. Zazada.
This because he was straightforward.
Oh, last name is with Z.
Yeah, Zazada.
Oh, yes, in his case, do you have the case in front of me? I was going to announce a no prosecution on the case. The victim has asked that we drop charges, and,
All right, so this is Adolfo Aguilar Casino, 25 CF 1742, states announced in all pros.
yes, thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Switek, I think you were next, but
Morning, Your Honor. I've got Dion Olszewski.
okay. What are we doing with him?
He's been examined several times for competency to proceed, and it's been deemed that he is not competent to proceed.
Has been filed?
Yes. Latest one was actually pertaining to his misdemeanor case. It was done by Dr. McDonald. Remember, Dr. Zeman had done one. Interesting to note that Dr. Zeman states that he can't be restored to competency because he never has been competent.
Often say that in the juvenile system, can he attain competency, since if they've never had it? I haven't seen that one. In fact, I'm trying to file it. It looks like first report. I like to say it's the first report, but it's literally completely blacked out in my screen. So your notice of confidentiality prevented me from seeing it.
And represent to the court that there's been multiple cases with this young man, and he's always been deemed not competent to proceed. And there was even a GA case where guardianship was given to his grandmother, Tony Olszewski, and he remains under that guardianship. Quite a bit of documentation in that case.
Here's, I guess, my problem, Mr. Switek, is I can see Dr. McDonald's report. It's filed in this case. However, it states that because this is not a felony offense, because as you said, it's for the misdemeanor case, there's no determination as to restoration. So I don't have a report that says he's unrestorable or can't attain competency. Certainly willing to have a hearing on that, but I'd actually have to see both the reports. How would you like to proceed with it?
Well, we should probably have a hearing
When would you like to have a hearing? How quickly?
today. Well, I have to get Dr. Zeman and Dr. McDonald here.
Well, I don't mind, I just have to see the reports, and if y'all stipulate to the reports, I can make that decision, but I can't even see the reports, and one of them doesn't address the issue that I need to know. Who's the state on? Ms. Boston?
Your Honor, as the court said, one of them is for a misdemeanor case, and the state would wish the opportunity to review everything that is also in the court file, so a hearing might be the appropriate thing at this point. At least get it on the books, so it keeps moving. And if before that I can come to an agreement that there's no dispute, but then for the court just going on the records alone, then I will let Mr. Swiatek and Ms. Katie know that, so the court is aware of whether or not we need witnesses or not. Is that acceptable?
I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure that we're progressing.
So I would suggest we go ahead and grab a date.
I'm going to do April 9th. Is that enough time in case you have to get the doctors to be present?
That works for the state, Your Honor.
And if they need to testify via Zoom, I'm fine with that, Mr. Swiatek.
Yes, sir.
Make it easier on them. I know they're both very busy. But again, if you come up with an agreement that I can just look at the reports and make a determination, I think the issue, as far as I can see it right now, is the only one I can see doesn't address that issue because it's from the misdemeanor court.
Does the state have access to the GA?
I'll have to go look.
If not, I'll get those documents.
I know you sent me a bunch of the documents. If you can, just go ahead and send those too, sir. Thank you. That way I have everything that you think I need to see.
And because there's a concern with, I can't see whatever has been listed as confidential, which I think is the first report, probably Dr. Zeman's report, make sure to send a copy of anything to my office directly so I can read it. Otherwise,
Yes, sir.
I might not be allowed to.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's put it for 4/9 at 2 o'clock for purposes of the competency hearing, if needed, and 4/27 at 9 o'clock for the, just so it has a pretrial date for status.
Your Honor, I've got a trial in Santa Rosa County that day.
Which one?
Pardon?
Which day?
On the 9th.
It's already day specific?
Yes, it's a judge trial.
About March 26th. I don't remember, is that the date that you're not, I think that's why I didn't pick it initially, but
Yes, Your Honor, that is what, I believe at this point I'll be in Bay County in trial. But I should be able to review those reports within the next couple of days and at least advise whether or not we have an objection to proceeding on just the reports, if that helps.
so which date do y'all want? I mean, otherwise it's like April 30th is the next day.
Well, he's out on bond, so there's no prejudice to him. We could do it on the 30th.
All right. Let's do April 30th, but if y'all could figure something out quickly on the competency issue, if we can figure that out without a hearing.
Will that also be at 2 o'clock, Judge?
That would be 2 o'clock, yes. All right. Anything else, Mr. Swiatek?
No, Your Honor.
That's your only case?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Hardy?
First case I have is Roger Bradshaw. Your Honor, I'd ask to continue that one last time if we could.
Bradshaw? Okay, sorry.
Are you new to the case, Mr. Hardy?
I should be. I got on right before the last court date.
Okay, that's what I thought, so. All right, any objection to?
No objection, Judge.
April 27th at 9 o'clock. Let's bring that one in for a landing as well.
Yes. And Your Honor, my other case is Madison Boydston. I want to leave this set plea or trial.
Date ready for trial?
That state's ready for trial.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
And we'll see you back on March 2nd, next Monday at 9 o'clock for review. Or, I'm sorry, docket day. All right, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Rare. All right. Y'all are moving around. I was trying to do it based on where y'all are sitting, then y'all start moving around.
I'm getting phone
forgot where-
calls,
who
and
was
I'm
where.
bumping around, Judge.
All right.
For the record, David Rare for Lupella and Rare. The first I've got in the docket, Your Honor, is Stephen Gardinier.
But he's going to be under Lapella.
Yeah, they all get filed that way.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure I'm going to
co-counsel
the right
thing.
page.
Right. And then for Mr. Gardinier, Your Honor, we've got the initial discovery. I mean, moving forward to setting depositions, asking for a continuance in that case.
Eight
Is that,
depositions, he wants a continuance.
is that Mr. Graham?
No, that's on Mr. Gardinier. I'm not sure who has it now, but
Let me just make sure. No objection to a continuance?
427, 9 o'clock to set depositions.
next I've got Judge is James Graham. On that case, Your Honor, speaking with the state, I think it's one we're going to resolve with a PTI likely. We're set for the 26th for a bond mod. I'd like to keep that there, and maybe we can resolve it this week or at least get that moving forward. So if we want to set 226 for the bond mod and for status,
Okay, 227.
Brian Newton. Jennifer Money.
Do you want to just put on 427 for pretrial if it doesn't work out?
I'm fine doing that, Judge. Depends on how you want to do it.
427 at 9 o'clock for the pretrial, but we'll be back on Thursday for the bond modification and possible resolution.
The next I've got, Judge, is Joshua Lemke. For Mr. Lemke, we've gotten initial discovery. I've been to the sheriff's office to review some discovery there last week. Next step would be to move forward with depositions from there. I'd ask for a one-cycle continuance.
That's without objection, Your Honor.
All right, looks like it's either the first or second time up.
First time, I believe.
First time up.
For a full-time upright.
All right, 427, 9 o'clock.
And then I believe the last issue of the docket, Judge, is Sigrid Wasden. This is one, with my schedule, I haven't been able to make it work, but I think a phone call with the state may be able to resolve it in the near term. I'd like to set it for your docket date without subs, just to bring it back for a quicker status.
So we'll call that March 2nd, 9 o'clock, plea or continuance.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
And I believe that's all we've got, Judge.
I don't have any more under Lapella.
No, if we file as co-counsel, they can only list one, so they all get put together, so.
We appreciate that. All right, thank you, Mr. Rare. Have
All
a
right,
good
thank you,
day.
Judge. Have a good day.
All right, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning, Judge. Ron Johnson for Edwin Huggins, 24 CF 2652.
All right, go ahead.
We had filed a motion to compel the state to provide us copies of the ICAT standards for 2023, and they were supposed to provide you a copy for you to make a ruling.
I did. I've looked at them. The investigator brought them to my office. I reviewed them in relation to the previous one that I think you had a copy of and then filed. I know it was filed somewhere in the case.
Right, I have the 18 that were filed, and I have the redacted 23, and we requested an unredacted copy of the 23 standards.
I reviewed them. They were very similar, and
Right.
basically the way after reviewing it, I got to the opinion that there's nothing really in there that's as long as the state gives you what they're required, same as under the 18 standard as far as the information regarding the officer, the chatter, then there wasn't really anything any different.
They haven't provided us any of the standards. I got them from the director in Gainesville. Actually, I got the 18 off the internet.
Yeah, I understand.
But I got the redacted 23 from the director in Gainesville, Chris King.
I understand. But you're asking for the unredacted copy.
I'm asking for what is not redacted. I mean, they're required to comply with the standards, and we're entitled to contest whether they did comply with the standards.
Have you filed the redacted copy?
Yes, the redacted are file, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it looked like it might have been line number 72 perhaps, on November 23rd. I'm sorry, no, that's the 23, the redacted copies, but I think it was line 72, last time I checked it.
Yes, that's the 23 copy. From our review, Mr. Johnson, those are basically the sections that, they're not the same number, but most of those things are in the 18 version. It's just about, I'm not going to talk specifically about what it is, but it's the same as far as the qualifications of the chatter. And as long as those are being provided, the information that you're supposed to have about that person and,
No, what's redacted are the standards for the investigation, Section 8. Most all of Section 8 is redacted, and I don't have. I do have it, what was...
8.1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are there. 8.6, 8.7, 8.8, and portions of 8.9 are redacted.
Right. And that's what I'm asking for copies of.
And I've reviewed them. Tell me
Okay.
why you need that when the whole point was for me to review them to determine if you needed those things.
The point I understood was to see if we're entitled to a copy of them. We filed a motion to compel.
I understand that.
And then we wanted you to enter an order, hopefully granting it. If you did,
I'm denying it.
and if you denied it, if you'll just file those under seal,
Okay.
so that,
Well, I don't have them. They didn't give me a copy. They literally brought them to my office for me to review and then took them with them.
well, I think that's the proper standard. I mean, when I talked to Sergeant King, he said that he could send them to you. The state wanted to send an officer with them to your office
And
to
that's what
review.
happened.
But we have no record now of what we're trying to get. So if you could somehow, or I could get Sergeant King to send them to your office so that we have an unredacted copy, and then we have a record, and then we can file our motions from there.
Also,
So I mean, if the state can provide it, or I could get Sergeant King to send it.
she doesn't have it. Again, it was hand-delivered to my office and taken away after I reviewed it. So that's the whole point. That I think they're trying to prevent these from getting on the internet like the last
I guess we can have an in-camera hearing then, and we could have Sergeant King produce those, just so we have a record, so the appellate court can decide, are we entitled to them or are we not?
Okay.
So there is some review of your decision.
All right.
So if you'd like to do it that way, we could set it for hearing. I could have him appear, provide the court with a copy, put them under seal, and then we have a record.
You're certainly able to attempt that. It's my understanding they're not going to do that, is what we talked about last time, which is why they brought them to me and then took them back.
Well, I think there may be some miscommunication. We could have Sergeant King address the court.
Okay, then set that up, Mr. Johnson.
So could we have a new date, then I'll try to set it for a hearing?
Your new date's going to be April 27th at 9 o'clock. I would expect that hearing to be held before then. So set that up with either my office or the clerk's office to get that set on one of my motion calendars.
Thank you, Judge.
Subsequent to that, Mr. Johnson, I'd like this case to start moving along. I mean,
Thank you.
I've made the ruling. You can certainly do what you like as far as preserving it for appeal the way you're asking.
Right, but the appellate court needs to see what you
I understand.
observed. The other thing, Mr. Huggins has been on a GPS monitor since November 24th.
That's not set for hearing today, is it, Mr. Johnson?
Pardon?
Is that set for hearing today?
It's not a hearing. It's really a monetary issue. I'm wondering if you
You're asking to modify his pretrial release conditions.
the monetary cost for the monitor.
What does it say?
And if you want us to file a motion, we can do it, but I just ask it to be done.
Well, I understand, but file a motion, Mr. Johnson. That's how this is done. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Tony?
Good morning, Your Honor. The first case is State of Florida versus Jarvis Raphael Darcy, and that's 2025 CF 1330. And Your Honor, that discovery is still outstanding. I think we set that for a deposition, but that deposition doesn't happen until March, I think.
Which case is this? I'm sorry.
This is State of Florida versus Jarvis Darcy, 2025 CF 1330.
For some reason,
Judge, I did
your
move-
cases are out of alphabetical order. That's why I couldn't find it.
Now, I did move for a continuance on some of these, Judge, and I don't know if they were order or not, because we had pretty much set all these up for depositions in the next couple of months. So
I
think
understand it. I guess I'll put that out there for everybody. When these things get, there's a motion to continue like the day before court or a Friday before court on Monday. And the court doesn't always have time to get to those.
Gotcha.
So, all right. So Dawsey, what are you trying to do with it?
Darcy's, we have that one set, Your Honor, for
Deposition is in
so that's-
March.
we'll need a continuance on that one.
State,
Without objection.
427, 9 o'clock.
The next, Your Honor, is State of Florida versus Donner Stewart Hinton, 2025 CF 1283. In that case, Your Honor, if the court may recall, we've been asking for a veterans court, and we still hadn't gotten an answer yet.
And Your Honor, this case is new to me, and I didn't have a note in the file about a Veterans Court review, but I have spoken to the alleged victim in this case and reviewed the facts of the case and will not be recommending this case for Veterans Court based on my conversations with the victim. And Your Honor, I had an issue I wanted to address regarding the bond on this. It was nothing changing, I don't think, but if the court would allow me, I looked into I couldn't find any first appearance paperwork in the file and couldn't confirm if there was an order for no contact as part of his bond conditions. I would assume there was. I didn't, pull any court smart or anything like that, but I just couldn't find an order from first appearance. So I just wanted to see if the court would orally just make sure that that was a condition of the bond, no contact.
This is the Hinton case we're talking about?
Correct.
So it looks like the warrant on the case had cash or professional bonds on them. So you must have made those and never went to first appearance. So there are no conditions other than the monetary.
Well, the state would request that no contact be
I think
ordered.
the state would have to file a motion
Okay.
for that purpose. Same thing that went for the defendant earlier.
Absolutely.
Just
Yes, Judge.
And of course, we were object to that, Your Honor. This is,
well, they can file their motion. Y'all can have a hearing, and I'll make a decision as to whether or not it should be put in place. But I'm not going to entertain modifications of bond conditions without a motion. It's required under the rule. It goes both ways.
that's fine.
So what do you want to do with it now that they're saying they don't want to do Veterans Court?
Well, I guess now, Your Honor, we just, let's just pass it and give me an opportunity to talk to Mr. Hinton, because we were under the impression that this case was pretty much done with for months. If he got into that program, I guess we have to litigate it now based on the perception that, we got to go forward without him being in Veterans Court.
Get moving on it then.
We would definitely have some time within
27th
the
at
week.
9 o'clock will be your next pretrial, but this case is from June, so it's getting pretty old to really be getting started at this point. I understand why, Mr. Tony. I'm not giving you grief now, but you'll probably have a little bit shorter time than normal for a
Yeah.
June case, so.
That's fine.
All right. What else do you have?
The next, Your Honor, State of Florida versus Kevin McKinney. That's 2024 CF 1580. We were posturing to file dismissal on this case, Your Honor. However, unfortunately, Mr. McKinney has been incarcerated again.
Okay.
And you revoked his bond, so.
I revoked it. All right, so we want to address him on Wednesday.
That'll be fine.
I don't think I revoked his bond. I think it was done at first appearance. Doesn't really change it, but. We'll see Mr. McKinney on Wednesday.
The next is State of Florida versus Alexander Moore, 2025 CF 1991. That's also set for deposition, Your Honor, in March.
State has no objection to continuance.
It'll be April 27th at 9 o'clock.
The next, Your Honor, is State of Florida versus Chelsea Ray Free, 2025 CF 1706. Mr. Free is here, Your Honor. And we also have that scheduled for depositions in March.
What's the case? The name?
Chelsea Free,
Okay, thank you.
25 CF 1706.
The state would have no objection to continuance.
Those depots are set in March as well. Or 27, 9 o'clock.
Okay. And last, Your Honor, I have State of Florida versus Amberly McGovern, 2025 CF 1014. As Mrs. McGovern approached, Your Honor, we had this, she's here for failure to comply with the terms of our DPA. However, I've talked to the state about it. There's an underlying charge that we think we can get dismissed pretty quickly. So at this point, Your Honor, we ask that this case be continued.
State has no objection to a continuance.
You're saying there's a new law violation is the
Yes, Your
reason
Honor.
for the violation of the DPA?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's in another division, I'm assuming?
Yes, Your Honor, it's misdemeanor violation.
Here?
Yes.
Is there Jennifer Money? Shannon Stell?
Y'all think you're going to have it resolved next week?
Next week,
Is that from March 4th?
we have that's a motion to dismiss hearing set for.
4/27, 9 o'clock.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Tony. All right, Mr. Powell, I think you were next. Trying to keep in order based on when I see y'all come in.
Sorry, didn't make it on the list as usual.
Well, I know there's other court going on around the county and the circuit, so I knew a lot of people were going to be a little bit late because,
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding.
all right, go ahead, Mr. Powell.
Dixie Dan Powell on behalf of Austin Lee Jordan, Your Honor,
2025 CF 2459. First time
Let me-
up
let me
on the
find it.
felony.
Let me find it, Mr. Powell.
I'm sorry.
Austin Jordan?
Yes, sir. Your
Okay,
Honor.
go ahead.
Austin and Jordan. He was charged with a misdemeanor too, and I think they just transferred that over. But I am going to need to pass this case for continuance. We have deposition to take, and we have a issue with we're probably going to need to file a motion for post-conviction relief based on the error of the clerk's office and his prior attorney for an old 2016 charge that ended up being a conviction, which it was showing as a withhold. So if you don't mind, if I pass it, and I may ask to pass it again, but we'll try to get everything done during this one time.
So you're saying the felony to be a possession by a convicted felon should have been a withhold, and therefore you have to go fix that?
Yeah, he violated, and he had an attorney, private counsel, and he understood it was still to be withheld. It was a technical violation. He was like a young man when this happened on a auto charge, and so he had a job working with a major game preserve as a caretaker. Had no idea that this was on his record, and I guess when they did the search, it first came up withhold, and when I did the search, it came up withhold, but apparently when he violated, he was convicted and never knew it. But we'll do what we got to do to get it straight. It's an FWC case.
What's interesting is when you read the offense report, the defendant was trying to distance himself from possessing the guns, saying that the female was actually holding the guns.
I'm not concerned about that. I'm just trying to look at it. It looks like he may have had a previous withhold, but then he violated his probation and got jail time for it, and it was an adjudication of guilt.
Yeah, that's what we found out later, but it wasn't on his record when we first checked or when the arrest was made, so.
That case would be in my division, so I expect that to be filed quickly then, Mr. Powell.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
427 at 9 o'clock for the continuance, so you can do the depots and get started on the potential post-conviction issue.
Yes, sir, thank you, Your Honor. 427. Is the public defender cases starting at 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Williams. The next will be either Ms. Merrifield or Mr. Gare. I'm not sure which one of you came in first. So, yeah, if you want to rock, paper, scissors for it, you can do that.
Morning, Your Honor. I've got State of Florida versus Marquez Livingston. We have a resolution.
First one of the day.
I think the score sheet's with that also.
I've got this impulse control course. Is it like anger management?
I have to defer to Ms. Flowers. I
Okay.
didn't see it listed out as one of the normal ones, but
I just want to make sure I'm ordering the right thing, especially I just got an email, I want to say it was yesterday, about Lakeview and how they're able to do BIP and anger management now. I just want to make sure there's a provider for whatever it is that y'all want me to order him to do.
And I would say that was a previous offer on there. I didn't know myself if that was a new course that was offered. So I don't have like personal knowledge if that is a new course. So maybe we could say.
I'll call it impulse control as it's listed, but if there's a concern about it, we can certainly revisit it.
We can say maybe impulse control or anger management, whatever would
That's
be available. if that would be okay.
I've talked to my client. He just knows that whichever course his probation officer tells him to go to.
I understand. I just want to make sure it's the right one, but as I said, these things can change as far as what's available, what provider can do it. I just want to make sure that we're not setting him up where there's not a course for him to take. All right, Mr. Livingston, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you state your full name and date of birth, please?
Marquez Earl Livingston, April 13th, 2005.
Okay, and Mr. Livingston, as announced, you're here in 2025 CF 1001, where you're charged with robbery by sudden snatching, which is the third-degree felony and punishable by up to 5 years in state prison. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I've been handed a plea and sentencing agreement between you and the state that would call for you to plead no contest to that charge. In return, that y'all have agreed to be 2 years probation, impulse control, or anger management course, whichever one you can get into. You're locally 50 hours of community service, 615 court costs, and no contact with the victim. Were you appointed on this case, Mr. Williams?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
Okay, then I would waive cost of supervision as well. Is that what you want to do today, Mr. Livingston?
Yes, sir.
Have you had enough time to go over this agreement with your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand and sign the agreement?
Yes, sir.
I just need to hear you for the record. Okay. And are you satisfied with your lawyer's representation and advice in this case?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or controlled substances?
No, sir.
Are you currently suffering from any mental health issues?
No, sir.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if I missed you saying it, but a key part is adjudication withheld.
I didn't say that, but you're right. It is a withhold of adjudication. Looks like he's only got a prior misdemeanor. And has anyone forced, threatened, or pressured you in any way to make this agreement?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the terms that I've announced?
No, sir.
You understand if you enter a plea of no contest, then there won't be a trial of any kind?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that you're giving up your trial rights, which are on page 2 of the agreement you signed?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that you'd be waiving any potential defenses that you may have?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this may lead to your deportation or exclusion from the country?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Mr. Livingston, what is your plea to the robbery by sudden snatching?
No contact.
No contest?
Yeah, no contest.
Okay. I'll accept your no contest plea as freely, voluntarily, knowingly given. Withhold adjudication, place you on 2 years of probation. You're to complete an impulse control or anger management course, 50 hours of community service, 615 court costs, no contact with the victim, and I'll waive cost of supervision due to the fact that you've been found to be indigent previously by the court. Mr. Livingston, I'll need you to go talk to probation behind you before you leave here this morning, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. This is a guideline sentence as he scored 28.2 points. Thank you, Mr. Livingston.
And thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business.
All right, have a good day, sir.
You too.
All right. Did y'all decide Mr. Garrett's going to go first?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, Chris Garrett for the record. There are waivers on file for my clients today. First, I'm also, though, covering for Ricky Dyram, if I can address his case first. He has Renee Champagne, 25 CF 1037. There's a waiver on file. He's asking for it to be set for docket day, plea to continue. I don't believe the state has any objection.
State has no objection.
All right. March 2nd, plea or continuance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's
And then
9 o'clock. Go ahead.
Going back to my cases, Your Honor.
Yes.
Chris Garrett on behalf of Jason Brown, 25 CF 722. We had one deposition in this case about a month or so ago. We're hoping to work out an amended offer. We're going to need to go ahead and do a deposition of the juvenile alleged victim. I've sent the state an email asking for potential dates for that. We'd ask for a continuance to the next
You had
pretrial.
depositions already?
We had one deposition of the alleged victim, yes, Your Honor.
Who do you need to do still?
The juvenile alleged victim.
There's more than one. There's
Yes,
only
Your
one
Honor.
count. That's why I'm.
Yes, Your Honor. There's-
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if she's listed as, she's certainly a witness, so.
Okay. All right, state.
No objection.
All right. 427, 9 o'clock. Let's get that last deposition done.
Yes, Your Honor. Then Chris Garrett on behalf of Victoria Hartley, 25 CF 574. We're scheduled for a second round of depositions in this case on March 24th. We'd ask for a continuance to April 27th. I don't believe there's any objection.
There is no objection, Judge.
Okay, and I think I saw that they were set already from last time, so they
Yes.
just one of those where they're set out pretty far.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 4/27, 9 o'clock.
And Your Honor, I have one final client. He's actually set for court on the 25th. I didn't know if I could just address him now.
He's in custody?
No, Your Honor. I'm not really sure why he's on the 25th. At least not to my knowledge.
What's his name?
Timothy Scarborough, Scarboroughg.
Bonded out the next day. I'm not sure why they gave him the.
Yeah, not sure. And Your Honor, on that case,
And you filed a written plea of not guilty and a waiver of his appearance.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
we'd ask that that be set for April 27th.
This is the first time up, so.
No.
All right, any objections to that from the
No,
state?
no,
All
Judge.
right. Set for Wednesday, but he's been out since November. I'm not sure why he was put on Wednesday. All right, April 27th at 9 o'clock.
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that's all I have.
All right, Ms. Merrifield. And Mr. Cobb, you'll be next.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Covering for Mr. Patel. You have a preference as to which ones you'd like to hear first?
Actually, let's do yours because I remember Mr. Patel's has that statewide prosecutor.
That's what I was going to say,
Let's see if
Judge.
they're
We've
on
got
Zoom.
somebody on Zoom. And that would be in the Sherry Meyer case.
Let's go ahead and do your cases
Perfect.
while I turn the Zoom on to see if anyone's there.
Thank you, Judge. Brandy Merrifield on behalf of Jennifer Barfield. It's 25 CF 1455. There's a waiver on file. I'd like to leave this one set for docket day without anticipated resolution.
Without objection.
Plea continuance.
Yes, Judge.
All right, March 2nd, 9 o'clock.
And then I have Timothy Bates, 25 CF 353 waiver on file. I'd like to continue Mr. Bates. Last we were here, we were still waiting on the Dr. McDonald report. Judge, that was delivered to my email in transition between the different courthouses today, but I need an opportunity to review that and discuss that with ASA Leone. So asking for a last continuance on Mr. Bates.
There's no objection, Your Honor.
Last continuance, April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. The next one I have, Brandy Merrifield and Jay Patel on behalf of Zachary Clapper. It's 25 CF 2166. There should be a waiver on file for Mr. Clapper as well, requesting to continue this to the 4/27 date.
Hold on just a second. Would that be under his name?
That one's under mine. It should still be under mine, Judge.
Flaherty or?
Should be, I think they're all listed under Flaherty.
That's why
because-
I'm just.
yeah. First on the letterhead.
Clapper with a C?
Yes, CLA. It was listed under mine, so it may be under Mr. Patel. It's 25 CF 2166.
It's under Mr. Patel and mine.
All right, thank you, Judge. I'll note that for the future.
We just address that one with, when
We
we get to
can.
his cases, so I'm not flipping furiously back and
Yes,
forth.
absolutely. So back to my list, Brandy Merrifield on behalf of Charles Day, 25 CF 854. There's a waiver on file. Judge, I'm requesting a continuance in Mr. Day. I was under the impression we were going to be able to bring this one in for a landing. This is one that we approached on last time, ASA Sheik. We need him to return.
Return.
Here.
Period.
Yes, so that
Okay.
we can bring some of them in for a landing.
Is there a date on that?
Can we approach?
Yes.
got this. Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take one.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa. Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath.
All right, April 27th, last continuance.
The next case I have is Joseph Felicia, 25 CF 530. There's a waiver on file requesting a continuance to 4/27. We have additional depositions scheduled for April the 15th. I did file a motion. The state didn't have any objection based on the new deposition. And Judge, this was a case where Ms. Barrickman was involved. We had depositions, and during those depositions, we learned of a witness that we both needed to speak with. And those are scheduled on the 15th of April.
All right, 4/27, 9 o'clock.
Then I have Nigel.
I'd like that one to come in for Atlantic, because it seems like we've been on the precipice of resolving that one for a while, but.
We have, Judge. We thought we were going to be able to come to a resolution, but then that depot.
Yeah, I understand why.
Things happen.
Let's finish
So
it up.
That should be the last, Judge. And then I have Nigel Fleming, 25 CF 2321. There's a waiver on file. We took over this case. We are working on scheduling depositions. They are going to be necessary. It's quite voluminous. Did speak with ASA Leone. She didn't object to a continuance.
First time up, right?
It should be, yes. We took it over a little later than normal.
4/27, 9 o'clock.
Then I have Dawn Guess, 25 CF 1253, waiver on file. I'd like to leave this one set for review without. We anticipate a resolution.
March 2nd, plea or continue.
Dakota Madden,
That's
20.
9 o'clock. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Do you see Dakota Madden on your list?
I have him.
Okay, so he is incarcerated, but we can handle his case today. Mr. Madden's case is 25 CF 1868, waiver on file. We have depositions on March the 24th, so requesting the April pretrial date. We had a witness that was not present at our original depots.
The witness was present, but she wasn't served. Like, she showed up, but she wasn't served the subpoena.
I was in trial, so the depositions were being covered for me. She was not served with the subpoena and showed up.
How did she show up if she didn't have a subpoena?
Question.
That's a good question. I had the same question, but she did show up, but they were not ready for her because they thought she didn't get served.
I understand now.
No objection to
March
the 27th.
He's still in custody, you said?
He is, Judge.
So it'll be April 29th.
Thank you, Judge.
And you waived his appearance, so we'll cancel that for Wednesday.
I did. And I'll make sure the jail's notified of that for transport purpose.
Deputy Williams is doing that right now.
Wonderful. Appreciate it. Then I have Ronald Pruitt, 25 CF 178. This was also, there's a waiver on file. This is also one of those hang-along cases.
I've got it marked as such.
I do have a resolution for this case, so if we can set it for docket day without, I will resolve that on docket day.
March 2nd, 9 o'clock for a plea.
And then I have Sean Stout, 25 CF 1088. There's a waiver on file requesting one last continuance. Well, I hope it's my last, Judge. We have taken depositions. I've spoke with ASA Bossow in this case. I'm waiting on a Dr. McDonald report. She is running a little behind, but I'm very hopeful that I'll have it for the next pretrial or prior to.
That's without objection, Your Honor. We did discuss that.
'27, 9 o'clock.
And then the last one that I should have is Richard Turner, 25 CF 83, waiver on file. Like to leave him set for docket day without, anticipate a resolution in his case as well.
March 2nd.
And that should be everything under my name.
Got Zoom on. I don't have the, I don't want to say state attorney, I think it's different.
I know what it is, but I wasn't notified by the Assistant Attorney General. I believe he's handling it.
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
They filed a motion to compel.
Yes, Judge.
That's what it says for hearing today.
It's not, Judge. So in Sherry Meyer, 23 CF 2740, that is being coordinated, is what my notes indicate. So I believe the request today would have been for a continuance so that they can get that coordinated on their motion to compel.
I'm well aware of the situation. I know it's not your case,
Mhm.
Ms. Merrifield, but this case has to move one way or the other at some point. It's over 2 years old.
The Judge, I can certainly convey that message. I believe that there was a medical issue with one of the experts.
I'm familiar with it. It's
Okay.
it's regarding one of the expert witness, I believe.
Yes.
I would just like the case to, not trying to be draconian here, but at some point, the case has to move with or without the witness. 427 for the next pretrial, and then let's have that motion to compel that before then. If you can
Okay.
pass that on to Mr. Patel.
I will let him know. The next case for Jay Patel is Cameron Stewart, 25 CF 1862. I did discuss this with, I believe ASA Basso has this case. Mr. Patel is requesting a continuance. So there is a DCF order that was forwarded to Your Honor. I don't know if it got stuck in the magic court queue.
I've got that I signed it back in December.
And Your Honor, we're not seeing it on the clerk's site, and we have not received a copy of it. Certainly, as soon as we get it, we will provide those. But it
I'll
does
send it
appear you
again
signed
because
it.
it's not in my case folder to be signed, and
Yes,
my
sir.
notes indicate I signed it, so it may have been lost in the portal, like you said, but after it was signed, because that's what.
Yes, sir. Mr. Patel did indicate his office was going to reach out to your
and-
JA
And
today.
it's not here where I can sign it, so again,
I'll make sure that
Ms. Schultz
gets
reached out on behalf of Mr. Patel, I believe it was on Friday, to Ms. Katie.
okay.
Wonderful. So
And-
that should
and-
resolve that.
They'll have to just make sure they send it again, because unless they email it to her and she just hasn't put it into my queue yet.
Thank you, Judge.
We had a lot of filings on Friday.
Understand. So requesting the 427 pretrial on Stewart.
427, 9 o'clock.
And that's without objection, Your Honor.
And then the last one, Bernie Merrifield and Jay Patel, on behalf of Mr. Clapper in 25 CF 2166. In that particular case, we are requesting a continuance, still reviewing discovery, preparing to schedule depositions for that case. And it is the first time up.
I think it's the first pretrial.
Yes.
Any objections on
No,
that?
yeah.
427, 9 o'clock.
And I believe that's all from Mr. Patel. I'm getting the nod that it is.
That's all I had.
Wonderful. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Merrifield. Mr. Cobb?
Morning, Judge. The first case on the docket is State versus Edith Rolandi. She's present. For the court.
Landy?
2024 CF 162. Judge, Ms. Rolandi's filed a Nelson motion that's currently scheduled for a hearing on the 26th of this week, I guess.
Yes.
Can I approach with the state about that?
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Mr. Orlandi, it sounds like we're set for Thursday for your Nelson inquiry. I've been informed that Mr. Cobb is going to be filing a motion to withdraw from your case. Would you like me to appoint you a different lawyer?
Can we move forward with the Nelson hearing? Is that possible?
The only thing it does is basically determines whether or not I give you another lawyer, and so if he's withdrawing, that would be done.
I'm not sure, like, I don't know how to respond to this because I was preparing for that Nelson hearing.
I understand. What are you trying to achieve with the Nelson hearing?
Well, there was a lot of issues.
Other than getting a new lawyer, that's the point of a Nelson inquiry, is you're saying, I don't want this lawyer anymore, he's not doing what he's supposed to, so give me a different lawyer.
Is that what a Nelson hearing is? I thought it was to bring forward issues with my current lawyer and that these issues could be addressed between us and we could move forward if that was the case. Not
He said he's
necessarily.
filing a motion to withdraw from the case. You have an objection for him withdrawing from the case?
Yes, I do, and I would like to move forward with my Nelson hearing if possible.
What is your objection?
Well, I wouldn't mind continuing to work with him if he addresses the issues that I have at hand. He's been on my case for 2 years, so he is knowledgeable of my case. If I take on a new lawyer, then that person has to be brought to speed, so it's just going to prolong things.
All right, then we'll have the hearing on Thursday, Mr. Cobb. You're requesting to appear by Zoom for that, or?
Well, I do have a family emergency. It'd be very difficult for me not to go down and do the things I need to do with regards to my father. and
We put
Lee's
it on
work.
March 5th. Would that work for you, Mr. Orlandi?
Yeah, whatever
The
works.
following Thursday?
That'd be fine, Judge.
Let me just double check that date to see what it looks like. Three cases at 2 o'clock. All right, can you do 2 o'clock on March 5th?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Then we'll address it, those things at that time.
Thank you, Your
All right, we'll see you
Honor.
next Thursday.
Judge, the next case I have
I'm
is
going to put it
state-
on, give it another pretrial conference date of April 27th at 9 o'clock, just so it doesn't fall off the docket. But we can readdress that on March 5th if need be.
Thank you, Judge. The next case I have is State versus Veronica Williams. Judge, I talked to Ms. Williams, and this is a newer case for me. I'm going to be asking for a continuance to the April pretrial, but I was wondering if the state would be willing to entertain a possible pretrial intervention program with regards to this case. I can talk to them about that.
You can talk to them about that, but I don't think it's, I'm not going to put them on the spot right now to tell them if they want to do it.
I was trying to, but I understand.
Well, that's,
So,
I'm not going to let that happen, Mr. Cobb. This is not a place for plea negotiations. I mean, it can be back there off the record, but anything that gets put on the record is potentially, someone's going to say that I'm biased in some way at some point afterwards. If I hear all those things, that's why it shouldn't happen.
yes, sir. But I am going to be asking for continuance.
It's the first time up, April 27th at 9 o'clock. Ms. Williams, be back on that date. Stay in touch with your lawyer.
All right, and the next case I have is State versus James Cardell, 2024 CF 1561.
Talk to him, Mr. Cardell, James Cardell. Oh, here
Yeah,
it is.
I called and spoke to, I believe it was your wife or your girlfriend, the number that I have? Is that your number or your? Yeah, I called and I spoke to your wife, correct? Your girlfriend. I got appointed on January 22nd. I am going to be asking for a continuance to the April 27th docket. I do just need to have a good number so I can get up with him and talk to him. You work during the day, I understand that.
Yeah.
So I'll have to talk to him at night when he gets off work, that's fine.
No objection, Judge.
All right, this case is very old. So, Mr. Cardell, you got to stay in touch with him and set appointments with him so that we can get a resolution to your case. I know he just got on the case last month, but we're going to have to speed these things up.
And if you hang out right now, I'll talk to you out there a little bit, okay?
427, 9 o'clock.
Okay, Judge, those were the cases I had on the docket this morning. Madam Clerk, is that?
That's
do
all I
to take
have
that?
for you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Your clients, are you ready?
Your Honor, first I have Amasia, followed by Bradley Anderson. Ms. Amin is present and approaching. The situation with Ms. Amin, Your Honor, is
Hold on, Mr. Anderson, you're next. Just your client calls two people, so you're ready when you're next. Okay. Yep.
Procedurally speaking, Your Honor, we need to ask for a continuance in 25 CF 2087. Although this is an October arrest, the FDLE report came back in the month of December, positive for fentanyl, the trafficking amount of fentanyl. In full candor to the court, the state has filed a motion for pretrial detention against Ms. Amin. I talked with Mr. Sprouse this morning. My understanding is the state would like to proceed with that motion, obviously not at this time, but I'll turn it over to Mr. Sprouse.
Mr. Sprouse?
That's correct. Would we be able to set the pretrial detention hearing on one of the Thursdays? And you would do a notice.
I can do it on any Thursday. I think this Thursday is going to be pretty rough.
I was going to say, this Thursday is pretty packed. I know I have a stand your ground hearing. I don't know what all else is shaking out.
Well, just for pretrial detentions, I know we continued 3 or 4 of them at least from last week because of trying to get everyone lawyers, because there's 4 co-defendants in the case.
I remember last week's detention docket was, there were.
So I think it's going to be almost like a double week, plus it's in
Right.
the middle of a miscellaneous date.
Could
So
we
when
put
do
it-
y'all want to schedule it?
Can we put it on the 5th?
Yes, that would be next week.
Yes, okay. So let's put it on March 5th at 12:30 for a pretrial detention hearing. And are you asking for just a continuance at that point?
I am, Your Honor.
I'll put it on 427 at 9 o'clock for the next pretrial conference. Obviously, if I were to grant the pretrial detention motion, then it would be the 29th. All right, Ms. Amin, we'll see you back on March 5th at 12:30.
Next, I have Bradley Anderson. And on my docket, I have Kristen Barnes to follow. She's in custody. Could we approach on Mr. Anderson briefly?
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
All right, Mr. Anderson, I'm going to put you on April 27th at 9 o'clock, but that will be your last continuance. And the purpose of it is to get done what your lawyer has discussed with the court and the state at the bench.
Yes, sir. All right. Your Honor, next on the docket, I have Dennis Brooks. We do have a waiver that was filed in October for Mr. Brooks. His case.
Get Barnes, we talked about it up here.
Yes,
but
I'm sorry.
The clerk, so that she's in custody, so that will be Wednesday.
Thank you, Your Honor. On Mr. Brooks, he was present earlier today. I talked to him. He has a motion for an order to show cause on this Thursday's docket. Since he does have a waiver, I told him he could go ahead and leave if he wanted to. I don't know if he's going to be here on Thursday. I suspect as long as the alleged victim shows up on Thursday, I'm going to withdraw the motion. Just I need her to show up to court so I know she'll comply with the subpoena. I'm going to ask to continue the underlying case, I guess continue it to Thursday, and then we'll ask to continue it, assuming Ms. Brooks shows up.
State.
No objection, Judge.
So it'll be still February 26th for the motion for order to show cause. 4/27 for pretrial.
Next in the gallery, Your Honor, I have Geronte Bryant, followed by Michelle Kahn. Your Honor, this is Mr. Bryant. If we could leave Mr. Bryant on plea or continue, I was just talking to Mr. Sprouse. The co-defendant in this case, I think, has more cases and is more advanced toward a trial because he's got other things going on. However, one of the witnesses in Mr. Bryant's case shares a witness with Mr. Parker's case. And last time I talked to Ms. Leone, the state was going to have to make travel arrangements for this witness to come in. I don't know what the position is on the co-defendant. I would like to leave Mr. Bryant on plea or continue. I will tell the court.
My notes say trial this cycle.
We can set it for plea or trial. I can tell the court that if the state offers Mr. Bryant a probation offer, it's going to be accepted.
This is a 2024 case. It's
Understood.
December of 24, but it's a 24 case.
Understood.
No objection to leaving it set.
Plea trial, March 2nd. We'll see you back in a week, Mr. Bryant.
Michelle Kahn, followed by Jordan Cook. And Ms. Kahn is present, and this, I don't want to say this multiple times, Your Honor, but there were a number of withdrawals filed in late January from the Public Defender's Office that I don't know why there was the delay in filing the motions to withdraw. Ms. Kahn and Mr. Cook are both in that situation. I talked with Ms. Flowers this morning. I would like to leave Mr. Cope on for plea or continue. There's probably a pretty good chance that this is going to be resolved next Monday.
March 2nd, that's next Monday. Mr. Cope, clear continuance.
Next, I have David Dimmers, followed by Marcus Demmons. Mr. Dimmers is present. This is another kind of a January withdrawal case. I would like to leave Mr. Dimmers on for plea or continue just to see if we can get some kind of an issue or some kind of a proposal from the state to resolve this.
March 2nd, plea or continuance. We'll see you back next Monday, Mr. Demirs.
Next, I have Marcus Demmons, followed by William Ewing. This is Mr. Demmons, Your Honor. If we could leave Mr. Demmons on for 3-2 for plea or continue, I suspect this would be probably a plea, but
March 2nd, 9 o'clock.
all right, I'm gonna call you this week. Yes, sir. All right. Next, I have William Ewing. Mr. Ewing is present. Your Honor, if we could leave Mr. Ewing on for plea or continue for March 2nd, this is a situation where the Public Defender's Office did not file a motion to withdraw until last November. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why.
It was at trial. I don't remember the reason for it, but I remember Mr. Ewing was set for trial and something happened at that point.
No, I said, as soon as I said I don't remember why, I do remember why, because the state had to list his attorney as a potential witness. So I don't have the depositions from I've not received the depositions from the Public Defender's Office. I have reviewed the body cameras, and I have done the research. I've been telling Mr. Ewing maybe there's a motion to dismiss. I don't think there is after doing the research. However, if we can leave this on for March 2nd, there's a possibility that if we can get some sort of a plea offer from the state, he might be willing to consider it, but I don't really know.
Yeah, let's leave it on. Yeah, I'd
All
say.
right, March 2nd for plea or continuance.
All right. 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna call you this week. Your Honor, next on the docket, I have Susan Ford. We did file a waiver in October. We do need to depose the alleged victim in this case, so we would ask the court for a one-cycle continuance. As soon as that deposition is done, the case will be ready to go.
What are you asking?
One-cycle continuance.
No objection.
Has the victim been served for a depo? I know that was an issue before.
The victim lives in South Florida, or they're somewhere around Tampa, so we have not been able to make contact with the victim just yet. However, I'll talk with the state attorney's office to see if we can use our investigator to good effect here.
427. This case is getting to be almost a year old.
Yes, sir. Next on the docket, I have Kevin Forrest. Mr. Forrest is in custody also.
So he'll be on Wednesday.
And he is also followed by Richard Grady, who's also in custody.
25. Both of those.
I'm going to back up, Your Honor. Is there Devonta Frederick in the courtroom? Your Honor, I don't know where Mr. Frederick is. I don't think so. I think he's been out on bond since last September.
Got him on for Wednesday.
He's on Wednesday's docket, okay.
See.
Well, then we'll skip Mr. Frederick, and I'll see if I can get him here on Wednesday. I know also, Your Honor, there was a recent individual named Tanner Johnson who bonded out of jail in January. I just looked at his surety bond. It also lists Wednesday's date, so there's probably going to be some out-of-custody people on Wednesday.
Listed a bond in the case. I don't see that voted in any way.
I'll try to talk to him today. I tried to call him last week.
Make sure he's here on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Next, I have Tony Henderson. Your Honor, I talked to Ms. Henderson last week. What I suspect is that she's going to be here this afternoon on the public defender docket. Does the court want me to stick around in case she shows up? My intent would be to go to the jail and talk to some individuals this afternoon. I think Ms. Henderson's going to enter a plea. If the court would let me pass this over to next Monday, I'll go ahead and do that now.
March 2nd.
Next on my docket is Bobby Kane. This is a situation, Your Honor signed a
Recusal last week.
yes, sir. So this is already in Division 2. It's been noticed for, I think, March 10th, something, in front of Judge Stone.
I was willing to keep it, but I think
I understand.
change
No,
in
I-
circumstances will
Certainly.
require it.
Yes, sir. I agree. Next, I have William Kimmons. I don't see Mr. Kimmons. I did talk to him a couple of weeks ago. If the court would let me put this on for 3-2. I can't, it's a situation where this individual had a heart attack in early December. He was up in Birmingham, I believe, in ICU for that court date. I did talk to him since his last court date, but I would just hate for there to be some kind of a new medical issue I don't know about.
Have you had a chance to speak with him since the last time?
I did. I talked to him about 3 weeks ago. And I was expecting to see him today. So I don't know where he's at. I couldn't get in touch with him on the phone last week.
Well, let's put him on March 2nd, but I'm marking him that he failed to appear today. If he's not here on Monday, then I'm going to issue a KP.
Totally understand, Your Honor. Next, I have James Llewellyn on this docket. There has been a waiver that's been filed. Mr. Llewellyn has a stand your ground hearing scheduled for this coming Thursday. So if we just pass this over to Thursday afternoon.
No objections.
Just a second.
Yes, sir.
And your ground hearing is Thursday,
Yes, sir, at 2 o'clock is when it's been noticed.
26. And it's an older case, so what's the plan if the stand your ground doesn't go the way you want it to?
Well, then we'll go to trial. I don't,
Would you like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is it going to be a trial this cycle, or are you going to?
I would be okay with shooting for a trial this cycle. I know the court only has that one trial week this cycle, so I'm kind of laying back and I don't really know. I'm fine with leaving it set for trial, personally. I haven't talked to Mr. Llewellyn about that, but, I mean, this is the last holdup before we move to that stage. So it would be a dispositive motion, obviously.
So let's just keep him on for Thursday, and then we'll determine, once he's here, what we want to do as far as a trial date or not.
Yes, sir. Next on my docket is Trevante McLaughlin.
Be loud, hold on.
You are in the meeting now.
I'm setting up for Mr. Ramey is on Zoom, so.
Oh, no worries. Your Honor, this is Trevante McLaughlin. We filed a motion to withdraw from Mr. McLaughlin's case on, I believe, Friday. That's based on him being listed as a witness on a case that's pending in the South End.
We send over an order.
I believe I was pretty much on the phone all day Friday, so I wasn't talking to my assistant too much.
Need a motion, I don't see an order.
I'll get the court in order today.
All right, so Mr. McLaughlin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grant his motion to withdraw. I'm going to appoint you a new lawyer once I get that order, and then have you come back to your next pretrial. It's going to be April 27th at 9 o'clock, but you're going to have a new lawyer. So make sure that you follow up and reach out to that person once I issue that order. Okay. All right, 4/27, 9 o'clock.
Next, I have Victoria McLeod, followed by Jennifer Money. Ms. McLeod is present and approaching. If we could leave Ms. McLeod's case on for plea or continue. Situation with Ms. McLeod is I talked with the state, trying to see if the state would be willing to offer a diversion program. If they're not, then I need a body camera from what I believe is a Walton County Sheriff's Office sergeant. And I think I've identified who it is based on her standing close enough to an Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office to read her name tag. But Ms. Flowers told me she needed to talk to the alleged victim, see if they'd be okay with the conversion program. I'd like to leave this on for Monday to see if we can get an answer on that.
I know we talked about that same issue last time.
Yes, and now I know who it is. I just need to, everybody's wearing green these days, so.
Not easy being green.
Right.
March 2nd, plea or continue?
Jennifer Money? Your Honor, Miss Money has I've never talked to Miss Money. I believe we were appointed recently on her case. She does have another case that's not on this docket. That's 26 CF 158, which is already on the April 27th docket. So I don't know if she's been confused about her court dates. I'll defer to the state on how y'all want to proceed. Again, I've never said a word to her, so I don't know.
Well, I just signed the order appointing your office on the 9th.
It's a real new appointment.
Yeah, it's like 2
So,
weeks.
yeah, that's, when I was going through the docket, I was like, well, there's like 6 people I've never even said hello to, so.
I wonder if she might be here this afternoon. She was probably given a 1 o'clock for the PD.
Probably. So what I was going to do with Miss Money is I was just going to ask the court to continue this so it could track with the 158 case, which is already on that 427 docket.
Putting on 427, but can you remind me to announce in the beginning of the 1 o'clock docket to see if she's here?
What I'll do is I'll leave you some cards, and that way if she's here, y'all can just give her a card. I'd really appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Clemens.
Next, I have Brian Newton. Your Honor, this is Mr. Newton. We're going to announce plea or trial for Mr. Newton. However, we did take the deposition. I fully expect there's going to be a plea, but it is ready to go just in the offhand chance there's a change of heart or something.
Well, why can't it be done today then?
It was a situation where the offer was basically made following the deposition. I'd be willing, after Mr. Sprouse talked to the alleged victim, saying I'd be willing to do probation. I don't have the terms yet. So, and the situation also is that Mr. Newton scores a presumptive sentence here, so there's going to have to be some work done on the score sheet, or lesser included is offered or something like that.
Without objection.
All right, so we're going to put for plea or trial on March 2nd. We'll see you back on Monday, Mr. Newton.
Sure.
Next, Your Honor, on the docket, I have Christy Rainey. She's actually in custody, as is Pamela Ramsey.
All right, so they're going to be on 225.
Next, I have in the gallery would be Tracy Rich, followed by Jenna Rogers. Ms. Rich is present and approaching. We have deposed a couple of police officers, Your Honor. The situation with Ms. Rich is that she was essentially walking down the street with somebody. There was a pedestrian violation, so she was stopped, as was the individual she was with. That individual had an active warrant. Things kind of went a little bit south because of the warrant. He kind of freaked out when they told him he had a warrant. Ms. Rich is sitting over on the curb. She's telling me that one of the officers near her told her she wasn't allowed to leave. I can't hear that on a body camera.
It was hard to hear the voices.
Right, and so we deposed the officers that were away from the curb, but we haven't deposed the officer that's on the curb. I would like to leave this on for plea or continue next week. If we do have a resolution, I don't want to just kick things 2 months down the road if there's a possibility that something could be resolved. So I would like to leave this on for plea or continue for next Monday. If we don't get a resolution, we will get that deposition set, and then the case should be ready for trial unless there's a motion in between.
Interesting facts.
Yes.
March 2nd, plea or trial?
Plea or continue?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I wrote P or C, and I still said trial. Plea or continue?
Yes, sir. All right. Next, I have Jenna Rogers, followed by Kenneth Singletary. Ms. Rogers is approaching, Your Honor. Ms. Basso has indicated that the state would be willing to be okay with the pretrial intervention agreement. I would ask the court to leave this on for Monday so we can get that agreement, probably most likely get it done.
That's the state's request also, Your Honor.
All right, March 2nd, 9 o'clock. Y'all think you'll get it done this week and she wouldn't need to be here, or is it a plea to PTI?
Your Honor, the state would prefer the plea to PTI.
Okay, so we'll see you on Monday. Thank you.
Next, I have Kenneth Singletary, followed by Jacqueline Stacy. Mr. Singletary is present. Your Honor, this case is a plea or trial situation. Mr. Singletary does score a presumptive DOC sentence. I have advised the state that he would be willing to plea to a county jail sentence, but the case is ready to go. I don't have any motions to file. Depositions have been taken. That's why it's being announced plea or trial. We are trying to resolve this, though.
State's ready for trial.
Put it on for Monday, March 2nd, plea or trial.
Next, I have Jacqueline Stacy, followed by Shannon Stelly. This is Miss Stacy, Your Honor. If we could leave this on for plea or continue. I need an FDLE report. I don't have that yet. I'd like to see if the state can provide that.
You see one yet?
If they're, I can pull it up.
This is her first time up, Your Honor.
And I don't see I see where FGLE was sent off, but we don't have a report yet, but I'll put a request in to follow up with that.
All right, March 2nd, plea or continue. Ms. Stacy, we'll see you on Monday.
All right, I'll call you this week. Shannon Stelly. Your Honor, I don't know where Miss Stelly is at.
Oh, she was given 1 o'clock at her last court date because she had the PD then.
I'll leave a stack of cards. I would ask to continue her case so I can meet with her.
I'll continue, but I want her to be here today so that I can tell her that.
Understood.
So,
Next, I have Devron Thomas, followed by Darren Webster. Mr. Thomas is approaching. Your Honor, we did take depositions on December 8th. I would like to leave them on for plea or continue next week. I need to go back and re-listen to those depositions. When I took them, nothing really stood out to me in terms of possible motions to suppress or anything, but I need to re-listen to those. So if we could leave Mr. Thomas on for plea or continue. If I don't have a motion, I'll tell the court next week I don't have a motion. And then the case would be announced plea or trial next cycle.
March 2nd, 9 o'clock.
And last I have this morning is Darren Webster. Mr. Webster is present and approaching, Your Honor. We have taken the depositions. We'll announce plea or trial. We are trying to resolve this, but we're working toward a resolution, but it is ready to go.
State's ready for trial.
It's ready. All right. All right, Mr. Webster, we'll see you on March 2nd. That's next Monday, 9 o'clock.
And the last one I have on my paper docket, Your Honor, is Ashley Woody. She is in custody. See her on Wednesday.
Mr. Kleins, I'm sorry, did you address Ms. Ramsey? I did. Okay.
I believe that's it. Is there anybody that I missed?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, well, we're ready for trial then. I'm assuming that is Pamela Ramsey's. Is that any relation?
I honestly don't
Any idea?
know.
No, Joshua Ramsey's on for trafficking.
Oh, okay.
Miss Rivers withdrew last week.
Okay. Does he know he has court to set today?
He's in
May.
locked up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Joshua Ramsey. Anybody else that I missed? Well, I'll go see somebody new today. All right. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Catalinic.
So, I was with Judge Mason this morning. I didn't get a hold of him.
I think there's a lot of court going on across the circuit today, so my policy's always been as long as you're here before we finish.
That's okay. Thank you. Judge, I have the first case.
You and I got burned pretty bad once for going to another courtroom at the same time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Kettle.
We know that, Judge. Napoleon is my first one.
All right, William Napoleon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Judge, we would like to leave that one set for the plea or continuance, but it's going to be a plea. As a matter of fact, we got a good offer from the state this morning.
Okay.
And I did a waiver of appearance as well, sir.
March 2nd, let's have him there at 9 o'clock.
And the next one that I have, Judge, the final one, is Mr. White, W-H-I-T-E. And Mr. White, Judge, I'm asking for a continuance. It's a battery. It's the first time up, and I might have to deal with that ball.
Without objection.
First time up, April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Powell?
Powell, for the record, the first matter I have is Felicia Johnson.
You can get. Okay. You're Mr. Powell covering for Mr. Powell on that one?
For a couple of them.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Ms. Johnson is present, approaching. In cases, Judge, we have a negotiated plea agreement. The state is going to announce a null pros in 24 CF 2693. We'd be entering a no contest plea in 25 CF 324. It'd be as charged. The recommendation is time served. If I could approach.
State's agreement?
It is state's agreement, and I've spoken with the victim in this case.
All right, Ms. Johnson, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, can you state your full name and date of birth, please?
Felicia Renee Johnson, 11/30/1986.
All right, and Ms. Johnson, as announced, you're here in 24 CF 2693, charged with aggravated assault. It's a third-degree felony and punishable up to 5 years in state prison, and 25 CF 324, possession of a controlled substance, also a third-degree felony and punishable by 5 years in state prison. I've been handed a plea and sentencing agreement, as your attorney announced, that it would be a no contest plea to the possession charge, be adjudicated guilty, so that's a felony conviction. Credit for time served and court costs, which would be, $615 in court costs, and I can give you either 90 days to pay those or set up a payment plan with the clerk's office.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, sir.
And the state's going to dismiss the other case, right? Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Have you had enough time to go over this agreement with your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand and sign it?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's advice and representation in this case?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or controlled substances?
No, sir.
Are you currently suffering from any mental health issues?
No, sir.
Has anyone forced, pressured, or threatened you in any way to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the terms of the agreement I just read?
No, sir.
And do you understand that if you enter a plea, there won't be a trial of any kind?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that you're giving up your trial rights, which are on the first page of that agreement you signed? And do you understand you're waiving any potential defenses that you may have?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this could lead to your deportation or exclusion from the country? And what is your plea to the possession of controlled substance? Accept your no contest plea is freely, voluntarily, knowingly given. Adjudicate you guilty, credit for time served, $615 court costs, 90 days to pay or set up that payment plan. State have an announcement on 24 CF 2693.
It's dismissed for insufficient evidence.
All right, and this was a guideline sentence. You scored 26.2 points on the hand amended score sheet. All right, Ms. Johnson, I do need your fingerprints, and you have 30 days to appeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judge, Ms. Johnson was on a ankle monitor, so I did tell her to take the court minutes and go get that removed today.
Okay.
Next matter I have is Jerry Clark.
Who is that under?
I believe it's under me.
Yeah.
They not all together there on the docket?
They are.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you're no longer under I like you were last time for being Gillis Powell III.
Understood. For Mr. Clark's matter, Judge, we received discovery on the 20th, asking for a continuance. Don't believe the state has an objection.
No objection.
427 at 9 o'clock.
Have Jonathan O'Shea.
Okay.
We have deposition scheduled for March 30th. Mr. O'Shea has some pretty significant health issues. We are working towards a resolution, though. We believe after depots, we'll be ready to clear trial.
April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Have Jeffrey Valentine.
That's for the other Mr. Powell.
Switching back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Valentine's in custody. Did you know that?
I did not know. Was just told to cover it today. So he'll be Wednesday then.
It'll be Wednesday.
Okay. Then I have Peyton Pierce, who's also in custody. I did submit a written continuance for that. I don't know
If it was sent over Friday, I hadn't looked at it.
I'm not sure.
Civil hearings all day.
Understood. I think it was a couple of days before that, but I'm not 100% sure. Just wanted to see if I'm going to try to get him off the docket. We have depots scheduled, and it's an unopposed continuance.
Issues is your office just sent over orders, but there are no motions filed. I can't really grant.
Oh, well, need a motion.
So let's put them on 427. It also helps if you put what date you want on the order. That way it goes faster if all I have to do is sign it.
Understood.
Otherwise, I gotta edit it, put the new date in, close it, save it. It's just a more time-consuming process. I'm not saying I'm not willing to do it, but it just makes it go faster. Maybe you could sign it in advance.
I'll make sure that gets done next time.
No worries.
I believe that is all I had this morning.
Let me double check. Appears to be it. Y'all have any for either of the Powells? That's everything I've got.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too. Do y'all mind if I bring in Mr. Ramey real quick on Zoom? He's only got a couple. Mr. Ramey, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
All right. Sorry for the wait. We've had quite a bit. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Go ahead and call your cases.
Judge, I have first case is State versus Malachi Watkins, 25 CF 179.
Okay.
He's in custody.
Okay, so he'll have to be Wednesday, or what are you trying to do with him at this point?
We're waiting for depot dates from the state so we can complete discovery.
All right. Do you want him here on Wednesday?
Not necessary.
All right, Ms. Basu.
No objection, Your Honor, but Mr. Ramey, if you would please send us the dates the way we normally do it, that way I can fit you in the calendar.
Okay.
All right, let's just put him on 4/29 at 9 o'clock.
Next case I have, Your Honor, is State versus Fisher, 24 1234 CF.
Okay.
We've done a series of depositions in that case. There's a few officers that we still haven't been able to find. We did find one of the officers now with the federal government. We've asked for a couple hours to finish the depots in that case. This is a little bit of an older case that I need to get all the discovery finished. So as soon as I'm medically cleared, we can get to work on them. Would ask for the same date of 4/29, if that's okay with Your Honor and the state.
Is he in custody?
He's out of custody.
All right, so he'll be 4/27 then.
4/27, Your Honor?
Yes, April 27. Out of custody is on Monday, in custody Wednesday.
I got you, thank you. Next case, Your Honor, is State versus Crenshaw, 25-1541, relatively new case. We requested deposition dates in that case. We also filed a motion for peaceful contact. That hasn't been technically set for a hearing, but I understand the state has no objection to that. So I think my office is prepared in order to send to the state to confirm their approval of that so we can get it to your office. So I would ask for
Is that
the
accurate?
4/27 date.
Looks like the motion was just filed on Friday. All right, if it's agreed upon, send me a stipulated order, but make sure there's someone has signed off on that.
I'm not apprised to the motion or the request yet. Right now, the state would object, given the.
I wasn't going to grant it unless there's a hearing, unless you all stipulate to it. So, Mr. Ramey, you might want to follow up with the state about that or set it for a hearing.
Right, I haven't talked to the state attorney on this case, but my assistant indicated in an email that she spoke to the state and they had no objection, so I'll clear that up.
Okay.
Is that Mr. Sprouse's case?
Yes.
It is.
Okay, thank you. And last case, Your Honor.
No, I'm sorry, that'll be 4/27 for Crenshaw.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The last case covering Tyrese Cruz is Ricardo Morris, 25 CF 2400. He was asked to put it on the next pretrial docket date.
All right, so first time up, April 27th, 9 o'clock.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ramey.
Good to see you, sir.
You too. Everybody find Zoom. All right. Dudley or Mr. Nopes? I don't know who was here first. Nopes is coming up.
Judge, the first case I've got is Bradley Jesse or Jesse, 24 CF 2870. Judge, I was just going to ask to leave this set for docket day in hopes that we can bring it in for a landing. What is your docket day?
It's next Monday, March 2nd. What's going to happen if it's not resolved that day?
Judge, I'm going to speak with my client and verify that I've got an offer and see if we can resolve it that way. I'm assuming Mr. Josh Sick will not be back by Monday.
Not that I've heard.
Because he and I had been talking, I think he was concerned that maybe it wasn't a criminal case, and so he was checking on some things, and then.
On a permit?
I'm sorry?
Whether a permit was actually needed?
Right, exactly. So I will look into that issue a little bit more.
I don't know why we're still trying to figure this out a year into the case. Actually closer to 14 months.
I understand, Judge.
March 2nd.
Judge, the next case I have is Zachary Henneke, 23 CF 1761. Judge, we've got deposition scheduled for March 27th, so we're asking to continue it.
No objection.
April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Judge, the next case I've got is Shannon Martin. Judge, the state's offered a DPA, and basically I found out about that on Thursday or Friday, and I think we got him scheduled to come in one day this week, so if we could just leave it set for March 2nd.
All right, March 2nd. You said that's a DPA?
Yes, sir. 25 CF 853. Next case is Elisha McClellan, 25 CF 1293. Judge, we have depot set for March 23rd, so I'm asking to continue it.
No objection.
How long you been on the case, Mr. Nobes?
Middle June 30th of 25. It started out as a CJ case, and then I got appointed after that, became an adult case, and I entered it into JAC 11A to 25. So I don't know how long it's been an adult case.
These dates don't seem to make sense on there. That's why I asked the question, just.
Sure.
All right, 4/27, 9 o'clock. That explains it, though. I have an arrest date of 12/31/25, but a case file date of 6/11/25, so.
Understand, Judge.
4/27.
Judge, the last case that I've got is Byron Williams. Judge, I was appointed on February 4th, but I represent one of the other co-defendants in it's related in this case. And I filed the motion. If I could approach, I've got an order.
You'll take a hand order, because I think that's the issue we had from Mr. Patel's case I just figured out. And can you just send in the emailed order? Because I got to find someone to appoint and fill it in, and I'll hold this as my notice to do that. Can you tell me who's going to be next? Let's maybe make sure that we. Do you know who else is on the case, Mr. Nobes?
Ooh, Judge, I do not know.
I think Mr. Kleins has one. I'm assuming the PD has one. No, Mr. Williams, and I think you've got one of the. You're okay. There's Mr. Williams' case, there's Mr. Williams Jr. has a case, and I can't remember the other. I just don't want to appoint someone who also is involved in the similar
I think
case.
that was I think Mr. Williams represents the other defendant.
Your Honor, I don't know if we had filed a motion to withdraw, but I believe that the allegations are.
And there's 3 people involved in that case, so that's I just don't want to appoint a lawyer who's all going to say, I have a conflict.
Yeah,
So-
let me grab my computer real quick, now that I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Sorry about that, Mr. Kleins, but I figured you would remember because I know you're on one of them. Who represents y'all's son?
Jeff Tony.
Oh, okay.
He had Lisa Rivers at first, but now.
Okay. Mr. Williams is already on one of the other cases. I don't want to appoint him, and then y'all have to come back again and just.
Your Honor may have already signed them. I had Miss Williams on my case list. I don't see her anymore, so let me check. Mr. Cobb has been appointed.
Have anybody left? But who else? All right. So, Mr. Williams, we may be out of lawyers that are on the list that I can give you. I can track down someone else based on our other lists and see if I can get someone appointed. I just don't know who that's going to be today.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to do is put you on April 27th at 9 o'clock for your next court date. In the meantime, I'm going to track down who I can appoint to your cases, because it sounds like everybody else is already on the case that I can appoint. So what I'll do is I'll try to find someone else from either South Okaloosa, or maybe even someone who takes cases in Walton or Santa Rosa, see if they're going to be willing to come over and take a case here.
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, this is a problem sometimes when we run out of people, when there's a lot of people involved in the same situation. I know there's a case right now in Escambia County. There's like 21 different defendants they're trying to find lawyers for. So sometimes it happens. So we'll see you back on that court date. Just keep an eye on, you can look it up on the clerk's website. If an order comes through with a name on there, and reach out to them. They'll probably reach out to you, but just to speed up the process, make sure you follow up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Williams. We'll see you back on April 27th.
Judge, I was contacted by James Owens this morning. He's got Lededria Smith. He's asking to continue it. There has been a motion to dismiss filed, so I'm assuming his office will be trying to get that set for hearing.
Wasn't that set for a hearing last time?
That's been resolved. The motion to dismiss was.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah, we were here last time, and I thought y'all had some sort of resolution on one case, and
That's correct.
what was that resolution, Mr. Sprouse? Did it resolve one of the cases, but not the other?
It hasn't resolved yet. It was supposed to resolve, today. I will assure Your Honor that it will be resolved without a trial.
I'll put it on March 2nd. That's next Monday. If you could tell that to Mr. Owens, I expect him and his client to be here.
Do that. I believe that's all I've got, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Ms. Dudley?
Yeah, I think the first one I have is Charles Blanchard and 25 CF 214. In this case, we originally had depositions on 12/2, but all three of the witnesses were on leave. One was workers' comp, one was maternity leave, one was just on leave. I did email Mr. Sprouse because he's a new prosecutor on the case. We're still waiting on the update of when they're going to be back and available for depositions.
I have an update. I spoke to the officers over the weekend. Ashley Pritchard's available, and Ted Mersch is not available. He's still on FMLA. And the third individual, it should be available as well. They were just that was the person that was on regular leave.
I think the one who's not available is the case officer, but I'll go back, I'll go back and look at that.
So the case officer is Ted Mersch,
I believe so.
but he had,
Yeah. I know he's been out, so.
Okay.
On FMLA.
April 27th, 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. And the next one I had is Roger Daniels and 25 CF 2015. We are still waiting on all the discovery. We originally sent discovery, but the state hadn't received everything from law enforcement, so we're just waiting to get all that. So I asked for continuance.
That is correct. There are agencies that are outside of the county and outside of this. We have DEA and Escambia County Sheriff's Office. Our point of contact for that information is going to be, I believe, Corporal Rawls. He is working on getting us that information, Judge. And I put a request to follow up on that.
4/27, 9 o'clock.
And the next one I have is Christopher Green in 25 CF 1715. We did do depositions. Some information came up about phone downloads. I'm waiting to see if we have those before I can file a motion to dismiss. That may change what I file or how I file it, what I write. So I would ask for a continuance.
No objection, Judge.
4/27, 9 o'clock.
You know, the next one I have is Kevin Johnson, 23 CF 210. You know, I asked for one more continuance. This is one that got put back on the docket. It took a while to get back on the docket. I need to file a motion to dismiss. I wanted to talk to Mr. Sprouse about it.
I thought that was what we talked about last time.
Yes, sir, there's some information I had to get for it. I do apologize. I would just ask for one more continuance, and I know it's obviously an older case because it was on appeal for a while.
Yeah, it looks like it's a very old case.
Yes, sir.
It's back on appeal. I understand that, but I just want to make sure that.
Yes, sir. I'll have it filed within the next week or two, and make sure we can get it scheduled before our next court date.
Without objection, Judge.
April 27.
And the next one I have is Logan Killebrew in 24 CF 1565. We did depositions of the witnesses. At the deposition, the state was going to give us additional witnesses. I have not received those witnesses. I can leave it say if they don't have any more witnesses, and that's fine. I can file a motion to dismiss too, either way. But the only witnesses we had was the inspector for the prison, and obviously he didn't know anything. He can't tell anything about the case. The officer who was alleged to have found the narcotics was either terminated or left the employment right after this incident, and none of those witnesses are listed in the discovery. So,
Judge, we would ask for a continuance on this case for us to get that information to Ms. Dudley. I have a request to find that information. We just have not been able to locate it.
and this is a case that occurred inside OCI.
I'm going to charge the continuance to the state, put on April 27th at 9 o'clock. At that point, if you still don't have the witnesses, I'll entertain any motions.
Yes, sir. And the next I have is Jeff Ledoux. We can leave him set. He does have offers. I believe the court stated last time we would resolve this cycle, so I will leave it set.
Plea trial.
Yes, sir.
Without objection. State's ready for trial.
March 2nd at 9 o'clock, plea trial.
Yes, sir. You know, next I have is Zakari Lee in 24 CF 2178. This is the one I stated I was getting transcripts for to do, be ready for trial, file a motion. My conversation, I wanted to have Mr. Sprouse. I would actually leave a P or C for docket day. I debating filing a stand your ground if I have to, as based on the information from the depositions, but I want to talk to Mr. Sprouse so we can resolve it without having to go that route if I can't help it.
Without objection.
This is from September of 24. Depositions were done last time.
Yes, sir. If you want to leave it set, that's fine as well, Your Honor. I'm okay either way.
State ready for trial,
State's ready for trial.
plea trial.
You know, next I have is Cameron Moffitt in 24 CF 2479 and 25 CF 1508. Your Honor, I would ask for a continuance. This is the one that had the PTI. I have asked Mr. Sprouse, the PTI occurred before. The new case doesn't violate the PTI, and I believe he's computed all the requirements for that. And as far as the new case goes, I'm going to try to get deposition set based on my review of the discovery. There's a lot of conflict in what actually occurred to see how Mr. Moffitt is even charged with a robbery. As there were at one point 5 people alleged, but he's the only one who was charged with the potential robbery.
There's no objection to the continuance. My review of the PTI is that it was still in effect when this alleged crime.
When he was arrested, correct, but my understanding the offense date was before, but I could be wrong. This occurred a while ago.
Because the incident happened on January 10th of 2025. Led to PTI on March 3rd, 2025. See how easy that is?
Yeah, I looked at the ending date, not the beginning date.
April 27th, but I expect the state will take a look at the old case.
Yes, sir. The next one I have is Adam Phillips in 25 CF 290. I'd ask for continuance of deposition set on March 31st.
Without objection.
About that last time, so 4/27, 9 o'clock.
The next one I have is Connor Prince in 25 CF 1620. Trying to get this depo scheduled. I guess the state said it's not a co-defendant, but they're all the same witnesses. This is the one we're having a pretrial detention hearing on, where Mr. Prince is considered a victim in one case, and the victim in Mr. Prince's case is considered the defendant in the other case, and it's all from the same incident, where the officer testified nobody identified Mr. Prince ever being present. I have not had a chance to talk to Mr. Sprouse about it. I know he just got it from that hearing, and I have requested the audio or transcript from that hearing. I want to talk to. I thought the defense attorney was Mr. Powell, but I think he had Mr. Powell for the juveniles in juvenile court. They didn't direct foul him, and now I think they maybe have the PD on the other defendant, I believe. To get with them, see if we can get deposition scheduled. Or either way, just file a motion to dismiss. Based on, I think that's some FD Lee reports that just came in.
Does the other person have a court date?
I'm not sure. I know it was direct foul, but it might have been toward the end of the year. I'm
The
not.
system is just
Yes, sir.
crawling right now.
But Mr. Powell last court, I believe, and he said he wasn't on when they direct fouled, he wasn't on it at that time. I think they were trying to retain him for the adult felony case.
On this afternoon with the PD.
Yes, sir. Do you know what PD it is, Your Honor? Is it?
Listed as Jay Williams. I'm gonna do depots, and try to do them together if you can.
That's why I said that, because they're all the same people.
4/27.
Yes, sir. I think the last one I have on the docket for today is George Scott in 24 CF 2605. You know, I asked for a continuance so I can do depositions based on my communication with the state. The offer has changed at this point. The resolution is going to be different. So I am going to have to do depositions on it to see if I can get it resolved to flush out the issue.
How long have you been on this case?
I've been on it, I think when his bond got revoked. I think is when I got retained. Maybe September, I'm not sure, in like last part of last year. We thought we had a resolution, but that's not, based on
Okay,
our
it's just, it's
communication.
over a year old, and it
Yes, sir.
doesn't seem like the kind of case that would need that, but it looks like you just took the case over.
It's
in
dealing with
October.
the felony portion of it, just the one bit of it that, based on the body camera, that may help us not have the felony, so.
I'm gonna call this last continuance.
Yes, sir.
instead.
And I believe that's all I have today.
We'll see you in 1 second.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rolandi, are you ready? All right, this is James Rolandi, 24 CF 137.
Yes, sir. Pro se.
Yes, pro se.
Just one
Let me
matter.
just ask you really quickly, Mr. Rolandi, I know we've talked about this before. Do you feel comfortable still representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you understand the advantages of having an attorney?
I do, sir.
And knowing that you still want to go forward representing yourself?
I made some calls this week. I haven't heard from him, so I don't think there's a lot of people that honestly want to take this case. So
Do or do not want to take?
do not want to take
Okay.
this case, especially if they want to deal with the state in the future.
Okay. Are you trying to hire a lawyer?
I called some people, so I'm waiting to hear
That's
back.
not an answer to my question, Mr. Rolandi. Are you?
I don't want a lawyer provided by the court. So I've called some people, and we have not heard from them. I'm going to try to call maybe a couple more.
I just don't want to be in a situation where we're progressing in your case without a lawyer, then you hire one, and it's going to potentially slow everything down. And this is a case that's 2 years old.
We're probably not going to hire one. We're probably just going to go through it. So I have witnesses, they have witnesses. We want to know when they're going to be deposed, because they have 4 new witnesses.
Have you attempted to depose their witnesses?
Some of the witnesses that I'm calling have been deposed, not all of them. I have verbal trails from Mr. Swiatek that they refused to be deposed, so we put forth subpoenas, because the accused has the right to face his accuser, in the Constitution and the Florida State statute. So they have 4 witnesses, we have witnesses, we would like assistance.
What witnesses do you need to depose?
I have a list on there. It's, I think about 10 to 12. It's like the arresting officers, DCF, the original doctor, basically everybody
said
that
there was
everybody that they predicated their case on.
Okay. What have you done to set these depositions?
Some of them have already previously been set by Mr. Swiatek.
Okay, but.
And then the other 4.
Hold on, Mr. Rolandi, let's listen to my actual questions.
Sure.
They were previously set, were they conducted?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about the people that you still need to depose.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so how many people is that?
1, 2, 3, 4. I believe 4.
And you know the names of the 4 you want to depose?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you need to do is you need to schedule with the state attorney's office a time to do that.
Now, is it necessary that they need to be deposed, or?
No, that's up to you.
Because I can just hold it against the body cam footage and the statements that they gave in affidavits. I mean, I don't need to do the deposition. I really feel comfortable with the ones that have been deposed, but
I'm not sure why you're saying they need to be deposed then.
I don't, that's why I'm asking the court. I mean, if they don't need to be deposed, excuse me.
Okay, hold on, let me just make sure you understand how this works. It's not up to me as to who gets deposed. If you want to depose their witnesses, you can do that. If they want to depose your witnesses, they can do that. The court doesn't make any decisions on who gets deposed, and there's no requirement that anyone be deposed.
Okay.
So that's what today's about, is trying to figure out what else needs to be done so we can set this case for trial.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
So they have 4 brand-new witnesses. That's part of the we're doing a motion hearing with you. That's all we want to get scheduled today. I don't have any other matters.
Okay.
Uh,
Ms. Leone?
I'm just a little bit confused about the additional witnesses, and I
Were
would
the
like.
additional witnesses that
Yeah.
that you're
So
saying?
we did depositions for a year, and then Ms. Barickman added 4 new witnesses that are completely new. They're not even on the original witness list, so these are 4 completely new people.
Okay, so do you want to depose them?
Well, that's part of the Richardson hearing, because we thought that was surprise and ambush, because we already went through
Well,
this phase.
It's not an
for-
ambush, they've disclosed them to you.
Yes, but we already did it for a year. So we were kind of past that point. We were posturing for trial, and now the state's going to delay us, and we have a better chance of Messiah returning before this case concludes. So if that's going to be allowed, then those 4 witnesses can come in. Yeah, we would like to depose them and at least know what they're going to say.
All right, so is there a hearing set on the Richardson?
That's the only matter of business I have today.
All right.
I'd like to get maybe my wife on March 6th there, the Thursday?
March 5th.
March 5th, I'm sorry.
You filed your motion, right?
The motion was, I haven't filed a new one. It was kind of on file from the last time. We didn't.
That's fine. The motions, once they're in the file, can be set for hearing. It's just we need to know which motion.
Yeah, we have 3 or 4 pending motions, Your Honor, and then that's it.
Okay, then.
But remember you said.
Mr. Orlandi, we've gone through this before, but I'm just going to reiterate it. If you've got pending motions, they need to be set for hearing, otherwise they'll be considered abandoned.
Yes, sir.
So you need to tell me which motions you'd like to set so we can set them for hearing. But if you don't set them for hearing, that's kind of on you. But we just don't show up for court dates and let's hear any motion that you feel like hearing today. There has to be a notice.
May I look at my phone, because I have the notes? Okay, so we have a motion to keep evidence confidential until bench trial, index 173.
What else?
Motion to designate and set Richardson, index 169. The next one, Your Honor, this should be very brief, but the fraud on the court, index 144.
Is that one previously heard or no?
No, sir.
What else?
And then finally, Your Honor, motion in limine, index 145.
What is the motion in limine on?
That was because at the last hearing, the state referenced that the wrong identity might have been given to Child Protective Services. And so we don't want that to come against the defendant again, because the defendant didn't do that. So any evidence with the wrong identity, we ask that it be corrected, and the state not accuse the defendant of giving wrong identifiers, because he did not.
I don't think the state's ever made that accusation.
The last hearing they did, you can go back if you want, but it's in there. She said, I think the wrong name was written on the DCF files as well. And so we never.
They're not accusing you of anything there.
We just don't want that name to be floating around, Your Honor, that's all.
The state's not going to put on any evidence of anyone else's criminal history or anything else. It's just there was a Scrivener's error that unfortunately didn't get fixed, in fact, was kind of used numerous times. I understand this, Mr. Orlandi, we've talked about this. But the state's not going to try and use some other name or accuse you of giving a false name. I don't think that's ever been talked about.
We just wanted to make sure, Your Honor.
Okay.
And if I may, since last court date, I did file an amended information with the correct birthday. I'm not sure if it shows on the.
You know when that was filed?
Beginning of last week.
Let's see.
I submitted it for filing on the 16th. I'm verifying with my office.
Is there any other change other than the correct date of birth?
No, Your Honor, just the date of birth, and it was corrected to show 1/25/1984.
Correct, but the driver's license and the social security were also wrong.
Talking about the information.
That doesn't, that's not in the information.
Okay, it was on the charging sheet, but
That's not going to be considered as evidence. The information is just a charging document that says who's been charged and with what, but it doesn't have your driver's license number or social security number.
okay.
Will the state be prepared for those motions next Thursday?
Yeah, I was prepared last time because I believe these are the same motions that he brought up, and I was ready to argue it then, so yes, I am ready.
Okay, so we can put it on March 5th
Yeah,
at
yeah,
2
yeah.
o'clock?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
I know you had other motions set for last time, and we kind of somewhat ran out of time, right?
We just thought it was unrealistic to bring that many before you, Your Honor. We didn't want to disrespect the court.
Not disrespectful, it's my job. I understand
Thank
that it would make for a harder day, but, that's what I signed up for. All right, so we'll put any other pending motions on March 5th, and then
2 p.m., Your Honor?
2 p.m. That's the same time as your wife's case, right?
Yes, sir.
Nelson hearing for
Yes, sir.
for her. And then ultimately, I would expect this would be set for trial the next cycle around.
So that, we would hope so.
Yes.
That will be, what, April?
Well, it would be an April pretrial date, but the trial dates would be in May.
Your Honor, even if it's going to be a judge trial, I guess,
I can still put it during the trial week.
no, I know. I'm saying that if we run out of,
I think we probably need to talk about that, because I don't know how much the previous judge or judges have talked to you about waiving your right to a jury trial, as well as if the state's willing to waive their right to a jury trial.
Plenty. They've talked about it plenty with me. I don't want a jury.
I understand that, but I may have to ask you some questions, just like I ask
Sure,
you all the
sure.
time about whether or not you want a lawyer or you want to go forward. I just want to make sure that these are constitutional rights.
Yes,
So I want to
yes,
make
sir.
sure that you're giving a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver of those things. And I know you may have talked about it a bit, but it wasn't in front of me. So I just want to make sure that happens as well. Has the state decided that it's willing to waive its right to a jury trial as well?
we,
Both parties have that right.
Ms. Barickman did.
right, that's what I was going to say. Previous ASA agreed to that, so I don't feel in a position where I can change that.
Okay. And I just don't know when that happened to go back to,
I think that was in October.
okay.
But I was
I'll
told.
see if I can find it just to make sure, and then that may limit how much I want to go in depth into it with you.
Maybe 10/22, 10/21.
I'll look at it. And then, so your trial weeks would probably be the weeks of May 11th or 18th.
And it was a 2-day trial, Your Honor?
I don't know. We haven't
That
discussed
was
that.
that was the original game plan, was a 2-day trial.
Do you agree with that, Ms. Leone, being that it's a
At most,
non-jury?
since we're not going to choose a
When
jury.
there's no jury, it just goes a little faster, because
Right.
we're not moving the jury in and out for certain things. And all right, so I would expect it'll be set for trial those weeks
Now,
after we resolve all the motions on March 5th.
Now, in the event that maybe some of these witnesses don't want to come, I was under the understanding that 5 days before you set, I have to subpoena and serve.
You have to subpoena your own witnesses if you want.
But
to.
we're looking for help and guidance for that. We
I
just,
can't give you help or guidance. That's
no,
not.
I'm saying when it's going to start, we want to at least be able to do it because we do want those. The defendant doesn't just want to not guilty, he wants his name restored. It's been tarnished and defamed.
Hold on, Mr. Orlandi. All that a trial is are you going to be found guilty or not guilty?
But we're going to have to see the credibility and reliability of all these statements and facts and
I
which is
understand
relied
that. That's
upon.
what the trial's for.
Okay, good. Well, that's all. We want to make sure that we get these people here. We want,
Well, then you have to make sure they're subpoenaed. Do you guys
So, I
want
mean,
to, hold
do-
on. Typically, witnesses are subpoenaed for the week that they're going to trial, and then we pick certain dates. Do y'all want to have a certain trial date at this point?
We're ready to just get this over with. I mean, but we want these
understand, Mr.
people.
Lottie, that's not an answer to my question. Do you want a certain date now in the May trial weeks? That way you can subpoena people for those particular days? Because I'll tell you, if you try to subpoena people 5 days in advance, then it's not going to get done on time.
No, I thought it was 5 days before it was set, so I don't want to make that decision right now. I think that's premature for me. I want to see what happens with this Nelson hearing, too. That's going to be interesting. So I can't say that right now. I can't do that.
Well, I'm making sure that you understand, you're making that decision, that you
No,
don't.
I feel rushed.
Mr. Rolandi, if I could finish my sentence, please. You keep interrupting me. We have to keep the record clear. My question is, if you want a specific date, you're telling me no. So if there's an issue with subpoenaing them, I'm going to bring this back up, that you didn't want to pick a date today. We can talk about it again on next Thursday when we're here for the other motions. But I can't be in a situation where you're not willing to give me the dates that you want, and then it become a reason why the case can't go to trial because you didn't subpoena people in a timely fashion. I'm doing this to make sure the parties can be prepared for specific dates, including having their witnesses here.
But is the state going to call those original witnesses or no?
The state doesn't have to tell you which witnesses are going to call. They've provided you with a list of witnesses who are potential witnesses.
The first original witnesses?
Any list of witnesses. Discovery exhibits with lists of witnesses get amended all the time. We'll discuss whether or not there was some prejudice to you as to when they disclosed whoever these new witnesses are at the Richardson hearing next Thursday.
Before I set the trial, I'd like to see how those things go because I want to make sure that I get the people that I want to have questions there.
Okay. I'm willing just to say it's going to be the May trial period. The reason we're talking about this is because you asked about subpoenaing witnesses for particular days.
And I don't know enough about it, the legality of it. If I somehow come up short and then I can't have those people there, that would be, it would prejudice the defendant from getting good, meaningful cross-examination. Or just having them as...
Cross-examination of whom?
The original people that made all of these statements and affidavits, and, we want to see how it holds up. I mean, obviously, we want to test the theory of all the things that have been said because it's, the case is predicated on all these things.
I understand. I'm a little lost with it, Mr. Rolandi. You have a chance to go through the discovery process, which includes deposing witnesses. But we're not going to get to trial and you feel things aren't going well and decide, I never got a chance to talk to these people in order to prepare for a meaningful cross-examination. Your time to do that has been for the last 2 years, but is now. If you want to depose them, you need to do so.
This is why we're saying this is prejudice, because we were prepared with the witnesses that were at hand. So we don't know these 4 people. They don't have any written affidavits. They don't have statements. They don't have depots. I don't know these people. I don't know a word they're going to say.
Which is why they can be deposed.
But we thought we were past that stage, but, apparently we're going backwards now. So I thought we already had all the people that we had.
I think I've hit my breaking point on this, Mr. Rolandi. I just don't understand. I've talked to you repeatedly about deposing potential witnesses. You haven't done so. I just asked you if you want to do that. You said no, and now you're saying, well, I don't know what I want to do.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Some of them are deposed. They were deposed by prior counsel, so we had that. We have all that depositions and we've memorized them, so we know that. So, I guess let's just rock and roll. I'll take the date from you then. At this point, it's just, I don't want to be here next year or the year after. So we're just ready to, I told you, I'm trying to call people. They don't want to speak. They don't want to talk. So I'm doing the best I can. I'm not an attorney. I don't put my faith in this. I put my faith in Yahweh, Elohim, Yeshua HaMashiach. That's what I believe in. So if he doesn't deliver me, I believe that he could. So I'm ready. I'll take the date. If we want May, we'll just go with May.
Want to pick 2 days certain?
It doesn't matter to me, Your Honor, any date in those 2 weeks. We have plenty of time to go with the witness.
But will the defendant's wife be with him too? Are we going to try these cases separately still, or?
has anyone asked for them to be tried together? That's typically not.
I did. Yes, I asked Judge Stone to consolidate the cases because it was the same case, the same witness, the same people.
And what did he say?
He said no, but he said that they would be called together.
They're called together. They're
judicially.
not going to be tried
Well, we haven't
together.
been called together recently. I mean, she went almost 2.5 hours ago.
You're on the same docket.
Okay.
I don't know if she's waived a right to a jury trial either, and she has counsel currently. So I'm not making decisions on your case based on what she decides in her case. You're being
I would
treated
just like,
separately.
I told you, it's a husband and a wife. I mean, we're the same case, so I mean, obviously.
You're not the same case. You have different case numbers.
We originally were the same case. We were 154. It was defendant and co-defendant. So we were one case, and you're correct, that did change.
All right, so we'll see you on March 5th at 2 o'clock. Make sure you file a notice of everything that you want to have heard for that day, and we've talked about it, but a notice still has to be filed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, as far as dates for May, do you want to do May 21st and 2nd? Well, hold on a second. Let me check. Actually, I would say the 20th and 21st. About May 20th and 21st, so it's a Wednesday and a Thursday for 2 days.
That works for the city.
Just that way I can schedule my jury trials that time around your case, Mr. Rolandi. I'm kind of giving you first bite at the apple as far as dates.
That's fine, Your Honor.
We'll see you back next Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
2 o'clock. I don't think I have any other pro se people. One, who's that? Who's this? Fowler. Apologize for that, as you're not listed in the same place as the other pro se person. All right, Brittany Fowler?
Sir.
Okay, Ms. Fowler, you're here in 25 CF 2181 and 25 CF 2182. They're both defraud to obtain property. You're not currently represented.
I filled out paperwork this morning for a public defender.
Okay. All right, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and provisionally appoint the public defender while that paperwork is processed.
Okay.
I can tell you the public defenders will be here for the docket at 1 o'clock. That's when their pretrial docket is, so if you want to stick around, you might be able to at least, well, ma'am, otherwise I can put you off for 2 months. I mean, it'd be your chance to potentially speak with a lawyer who's going to represent you. You don't have to.
That's fine.
All right, so we'll see you at 1 o'clock this afternoon. All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
Mr. Kimmons has showed up.
All right.
I don't remember what I told you about an hour ago, but we can leave this on plea or trial, but we are working toward a resolution with Mr. Kimmons.
I think we put it on for the second. So you're saying plea or trial?
Plea or trial. It's ready to go.
State ready?
Yes, Judge.
Later this week.
Yes, sir.
25 CF 1143. All right, we'll see you back on Monday, Mr. Kimmons. That's at 9 o'clock. Be on time.
And then
Next Monday?
next Monday.
Okay.
And then I have Komane Lee in the gallery. Mr. Lee, I believe he's going to be on Wednesday's docket. The situation with Mr. Lee is that he did have a burglary with a battery case. We did depose the alleged victim in that case. As a result of that deposition, the state dismissed that particular case. That leaves Mr. Lee with a couple of marijuana charges. I talked with Mr. Sprouse. Because of the burglary with the battery, Mr. Lee has a GPS monitor on right now. The state would agree to remove the monitor pending disposition of the 2 remaining cases. So if the court can just keep an eye out for a proposed order modifying his bond to remove the GPS monitor, and just leave Mr. Lee on for the March 2nd docket. The state has provided competing plea offers to him, so I'd like him back in court next
One of them is a county court case.
Say that again, Your Honor?
One of them is a county court case, right?
He's got a new misdemeanor. I saw that when I was looking at his old ones. These are actually, they're newer case numbers, but the fact patterns are from like 2021. So they're older cases, but newer case numbers.
I think I'm showing open, though, in my division is 25 CF 1154.
There's two. And what happened was Mr. Sprouse had inadvertently null-prossed the wrong case. So he refiled on that. I mean, he did it right in front of me, so I said, I'm not, refile it. I mean, you dismissed the wrong one. I just wanted Mr. Lee, I wanted the court to be aware that there's going to be a proposed order modifying his bond to take that monitor off.
And
Okay, now I see it. It's just that one's still listed as closed.
I have to
I'm
file
not
it. Sorry.
Yeah, you may have to file it at a new case number.
I have to do that, yes.
Okay.
So again, it's one of those things, I was like, I mean, have it right in front of me. I'm like, I know it was a mistake, whatever. Like, Mr. Lee just wants to get this monitor off, so we'll send the court an order this afternoon.
All right, just send it over as stipulated. Is it stipulated?
It is stipulated, Judge.
You said that. I just need to confirm
That-
on the record. That way I can get it done quickly if you just list it as stipulated.
And that's what we'll do, and the only thing that's coming off is a monitor. Any other bond conditions are going to remain. But we'll see you back on the 2nd.
All right,
A week from
March
today.
2nd, 9 o'clock. That's next Monday. All right, and who else do we have left in the gallery? Y'all? Barrow?
Mr. Maddox.
All right, so you're on the 1 o'clock docket. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll see you shortly. Say again? Price? Are you represented by the public defender?
No, it's at 1 p.m.
Jacob Price? Henry Price. Oh, I'm looking on Wednesday's docket. Oh, here you are. Yeah, you're on the 1 o'clock docket, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, we'll see you in about 45 minutes.
I need to run 2 hours.